Hey Craig, my camera's all messed up. Can you look at it?
What's up?
My camera's messed up.
Uh-oh, what happened?
And it's just the whatever color's not right.
Oh, because your lights aren't on.
Oh, okay, right. Thanks.
Yeah, I did that the other day too.
All right, let's see. Microphones on.
Might take a second for those to get hot.
Telephones on. Okay, let's see.
You don't have the Boo Bear cam on right now, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I was gonna click. What do you want? Here, let me just move it for a minute.
No, I fixed this. Not
I
on
just want
anymore.
to fix the sheets up real quick here so that the blue screen is live. We doing 10th caller giveaway on $40 donations tonight?
I guess.
May as well.
Hey, Boo. What's going on, buddy?
Up.
Go on, up.
Yeah, lay down on the couch. By the river. Are you laying by the river?
His picture should be a little bit bigger. It was bigger before and it looked better.
Oh, because he was up on the hill. I'll fix it during the show.
Okay.
So we'll leave. And then he's got a bit of a shadow on him. Let me see if I can get it so that helps for you and him both. There. That should give him no shadow.
It makes it digity on the outside.
Okay, let's see what I can do to fix that.
Okay. What's up, guys? Happy Valentine's to you too, Jackie Cat. Let's see. I got a bunch of clips ready. And I got a bunch of dabs ready. So we're set, man.
Switch off his camera for a minute.
Okay. Hello, caller.
Michael Knight, this is Dwayne. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Dwayne. I'm doing good. Thanks for calling. How are you doing? It's nice to hear from you.
I'm wonderful. I am absolutely doing great on this day of our King Jesus. You know,
Is today the day of our King Jesus?
Yes, sir. Yes,
It is. Okay. I did not know that. Does everyone know that?
Well, the Jews know it, but then they don't know it's actually about Jesus. But they follow the Sabbath, and today is the Sabbath.
Oh, okay. Okay, right. I thought you weren't supposed to be watching the show on the Sabbath or something. Not that I don't want you watching. I'm glad you're here. I haven't heard from you for a while. It's nice to hear from you.
I know. I'm busy, brother. I'm busy, but you know what? I looked at the title of your video, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to go shit on his parade.
You are?
Yep, I am.
How?
Valentine's Day is pagan as fuck.
So am I. I mean,
that's not good.
I don't know. I just look at, I'm a really simple guy. I'm not pagan. I'm just a hedonist.
Well, you remember in the movie Dragnet from the 80s, what does pagan mean? People against goodness and normalcy, remember?
Oh, is that right? No, I didn't know. I don't remember that.
Yeah. The movie with Dan Aykroyd in it.
I'm not real big on normalcy.
No. So you're actually against it. No, it's just really neat. I looked at the title, I'm like, man, I'm going to shit on this guy's parade. I like you, Mike, but, all right, look, all right, when I went to work today...
Hey, Dwayne, I just figure that it's like, the thing is that it's, I look at it as just a capitalistic thing, okay? Like people, that's just another fucking excuse for people to fucking waste money on stuff that they wouldn't normally waste money on.
Yeah, at work.
But but I say Happy Valentine's Day because I think that there's a lot of people who wish that, they got a happy Valentine, and I just want to say Happy Valentine's to those people that might not have already heard it today.
It's Valentine's in my house.
Yeah.
Every single day.
That's where you're so lucky, man. We cannot all be as lucky as Dwayne and Jane.
Oh, true. No, you know what? I don't think it was lucky. I don't think luck has anything to do with it, because that's pagan too, right?
I don't know. There's this
Like I just talked to my pastor half an hour ago, and I'm fired up in Jesus' name. I really am.
And he told you luck is evil.
No, the Bible talks about luck being evil. Did you ever watch The Simpsons? Even Ned Flanders is against, playing dice.
Well, that doesn't necessarily have to do. I mean, gambling doesn't have anything really to do with luck necessarily. I mean, but gambling has to do with being a sucker. But
I just love Valentine's Day being in my house every single night, man.
But no, there's a superhero, and it's fucking great movies. They're called Deadpool, right? Have you watched those?
No.
Deadpool. It's very, very violent, and it's very dirty. The guy he talks a lot about being raped as a child and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I think violent movies. You know what I think of when I think violent movies, like Friday the 13th Part 3.
Well, this is all done with a lot of humor. It's also very funny. And the thing about him in his second movie, he had to like pull together some superheroes for a mission, and he interviewed a bunch of superheroes, right? And one of them was Brad Pitt, who was in the movie for actually like 3 seconds. But the one person is a female on his squad, and her name's Domino, and her superpower is luck, right? And she is now my favorite superhero ever. And if I was to get a superpower, it would be luck, because that girl is just awesome.
Wouldn't you rather just be banging Wonder Woman?
No.
Oh.
Wonder Woman's a little straight for my taste, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Isn't it nice that you actually have a clean, normal guy calling your show like me? Or like Beaver and stuff?
See, I don't know, man. I think you have this normal thing overrated, Dwayne.
No.
I see these girls on the the dating websites and stuff, and they're like, I just want to meet a normal guy. I'm like, nobody wants to meet a fucking normal guy. Give me a break. That's retarded. You want to be with some guy who's like...
Women want to meet men who know how to love them.
Yeah, man, that's not necessarily a normal guy.
You have to know how to love. You know what I mean?
Is that a normal thing? I wouldn't say normal guys are real big on love.
Not for booty fudge. I mean, Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, I don't know, man.
But, like, we're not talking gay love here. We're talking real love.
Love is love, Dwayne. Love is love, man.
Didn't Putin just say, as long as I'm president, there's going to be no faggots in my country?
I have no idea. Did he just say that?
He did.
Well, he's incorrect. He's incorrect, number one. But number two, what planet is he living on in the 21st century?
Earth.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true, Dwayne.
A baby in somebody's bum
nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that. They think that they can, it's how they fucking express themselves sexually, Dwayne. And it's none of your business.
Well,
it's none of you want Vladimir Putin, or better yet, Justin Trudeau in your bedroom, Dwayne?
No way, not Justin Trudeau.
You think Russians want Vladimir Putin in their bedroom?
I'd rather take Putin in my bedroom than Trudeau.
Are you sure you're not gay, Dwayne?
He's got muscles, man. He's got muscles.
I'm just saying, nobody, I bring this up about Alabama, and Alabama outlaws like genitalia stimulation devices, so you can't buy a vibrator in Alabama. It's illegal to order one through the mail, and it's just, I
never heard that.
That's true. Go look it up. Genitalia outlaws.
You know what? You gotta.
And I don't think it's only Alabama. Go ahead.
Well, then men should be a little bit smarter and learn how to use their tongue a little bit better instead of ramming into some guy's Hershey fucking squirt. You know what I mean?
I don't think it has anything to do with genitalia stimulation devices. I think, look, this is inferior men telling women again what they can and can't do with their body, because that seems like the thing that makes them feel the most powerful in the world. Okay, so
I guess so. I don't know. I don't think abortion. All right, you're going on abortion here.
I'm not. I'm talking about people in people's bedrooms and people saying, "Oh, you can't have a sex toy because somehow that threatens my manhood."
No, that's fine. I bought my wife one.
Yeah, well, good, Dwayne. I mean, this is too much information, Dwayne.
You don't even use it.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, they're kind of boring. It's just a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like.
All right? I mean, it's
like,
not a big deal. But I think that it's wrong that there's a government that somehow thinks that they belong in your bedroom telling you what you can and cannot do. Right, but you want to do that too, Dwayne. You just said you're supporting that kind of thing.
Well, no, I don't support the fact that women can't get vibrators in Alabama. I don't support that.
But you support people being told what they can and can't do sexually.
Well, no, I don't. No, I don't support it. But that's what AIDS is all about. It weeds those people out of the genetic pool.
Well, then why are you so threatened by them?
Because they're just walking around viruses, you know, and like maybe they touch a door handle that I touch. Ew.
I guarantee they do, Dwayne.
Oh, yuck. I know. There's one of those kind of guys at my work.
Yeah, I don't
look,
have
to work with them, so I'm happy about that.
Look, Dwayne, they're just people.
I know, but
do you feel the same way about lesbians?
I can't really say that because I used to watch a lot of that porn. Not anymore, but I used to.
Yeah.
And I was cool with that.
Yeah. Well, see, this is some.
That's that's because I was thinking, oh wow, I'd like to be doing that with her.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
Yeah, like come on, man. Like,
yeah.
Let's be real, okay? Yeah. Let's be real. Let's not be fantasy. Homosexual men only are with men because they don't know how to be with women.
I don't think that's true.
It's not genetic. All right, it's environmental and it's a brain deficiency. Because look,
Dwayne, I don't know. I don't look.
Boy George.
Dwayne,
I loved Boy George when I was 8 years old.
Dwayne, that's great. Again, too much information, Dwayne. What I'm telling you is, I don't know how to do anything with women where it turns out good. Everything I do with women turns out bad. That doesn't mean I want to fuck men.
Okay, but that's because probably because the women you're with or have been with have been raised in this feminist society where it says they're supposed to go work, they're supposed to provide.
They better go work. I'm not going to fucking work.
All the sitcoms on TV, from what I know, are just a bunch of bumbling, stupid idiots.
Better not expect me to go work, fucking bitch. Get your bitch ass out there and make me some money.
No, women working is like doing dishes, okay?
I know women are only good for doing dishes and sucking cock. I know.
No, not just sucking cock, raising families. That's what they're all about.
Mm.
That's where they are awesome. Honestly, that's where they.
Look. Women are people, just like homosexuals are people, and they can do anything they want to do. And I think that if you say that what they're best at is raising families, I think that's really sells them way short. I think that's a great thing that they do, and they do it way, way better than men. But I think it sells them short to say that's. I think it sells them short to say that that's what they do best. It's like you're saying that's what they're here for, basically.
Well, yeah.
No, that's not true.
From the Garden of Eden, that was their purpose.
No.
That's what makes them happiest.
Well,
Why is there the whole pay
You
gap
don't
thing?
know.
Okay, I can get into
Everyone.
Bernie Sanders and all that stuff, but why is there this pay gap? Because once they get into the workforce and they're like, oh, geez, how come my ovaries feel really funny when I'm given a flower? Okay? Because they want babies. They want to have families, okay? That's what they're genetically designed for. Now, okay, all right, let's look at Ivanka Trump. Like, all right, I don't even think she has any kids, right? But, like, she obviously a successful businesswoman, but, you know, you're going to let that go to be 40 years old and not have any kids when it looks like that?
I just, that's evil. It's pure evil, man. I just couldn't even want to. I don't want to get anywhere near it. I mean, it's probably, I feel the way about her that you feel about homosexual men. It's just the diseased fucking scum.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't want to be near that either. Like honestly, and you know, like, I don't know. I understand biblically that homosexual women are just as much of a problem, but just men is kind of gross. Like, yeah, it just is. There's no, I don't know. That's just me personally, but like, I guess I grew up in the wrong fucking years, man. I grew up in even in the 80s and the 90s, faggots were still in the closet. But like, I wish we could go back to the 50s.
Hey, Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne, your phone is like really super crackly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, can you call back? Is that okay? See if we can get it back. I mean, it goes in and out, but I mean, it's when you start talking and making points, it just gets really loud, and I don't want to. I want people to be able to hear what you're saying.
Seriously, is my phone screwed up?
I don't know. It keeps like what you just said there was perfect, but then you go on for like a minute or so, and it gets all crackly. I don't know. Try again. Go ahead. Go ahead and make your point.
Okay, well, you know, like this whole thing about being progressive, I kind of feel like we should go back to the 50s. You know what I mean?
You mean when black people knew their place?
Let's leave race out of this.
Okay.
Okay.
When women knew their place.
Sorta. And then you watch The Honeymooners. You know, I love that show. Jamie and I love watching The Honeymooners. Old black and white Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, I love watching. I really like watching I Love Lucy. I don't know why they're horrible, but for some reason I like watching that. She was really hot.
You ever sat there and just watched The Honeymooners, man?
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a wife to sit there and laugh with, you got a buddy you smoke weed with. Well, what about Ralph and Ed Norton?
See, Ralph is a bully. I'm not I don't like that. Ralph is a bully. He's a bully to his wife. He's a bully to Norton. Well, I don't care for that.
50%. He's always wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
He always blows things out of proportion.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of neat. You know, like, I love that show. I think the humor is awesome. And I don't even see humor nowadays in anything.
That's why I watch cartoons mostly, you know.
Oh, we watched Donald Duck, classic Donald Duck from the 50s, in my house all the time with my children. Now, I don't think that's crazy because Walt Disney was a Nazi.
I don't know.
I don't think Donald Duck...
I never saw Walt Disney in a Nazi uniform, and I know that Walt Disney did a lot of propaganda stuff for the Pentagon. So I don't know that he was a Nazi necessarily.
Oh, geez, I guess I heard something from MSNBC. That wasn't truthful.
I have no idea. But
they call they've always said Walt Disney's a Nazi. I'm like, just like what you just said. I've never seen him in a Klan outfit.
Yeah.
I don't know really anything about him, but you know what? Donald Duck is fucking hilarious. Even for an adult.
He brought so much pleasure to little children and adults around the world for generations, you know, and will continue to do so for generations to come. So, you know, I mean, and he had this amazing vision of like this Disney World. He really had this amazing vision when it came to Disney World of being like this whole self-contained little city, you know, and he's a different kind of think outside the box kind of guy. I like that.
Yeah, and Donald Duck is absolutely hilarious. Like, my children watch it all the time. My children like to watch Dukes of Hazzard.
Right. I have a Dukes of Hazzard clip tonight. Dwayne.
Are you serious?
I do.
I can't stay on long, so once I get off this call, you better play it.
I will.
Okay, cool. Because, you know, like, I've kind of raised my children in that way of, like, what I thought my childhood was. Because I just see that society seems to be degrading, you know what I mean?
You were homeschooled?
That's my honest opinion, man. And I'm not, we took our children out of the public school.
Dwayne, you were homeschooled?
Yeah. No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't, but I'm homeschooling my children.
Well, you said you were raising them the way you said that you said that you're raising them the way you were raised.
Yes.
Well, you weren't homeschooled.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
The values that I was raised with in the public school system in the 80s and the 90s is how I'm raising my children now. And they didn't agree with the public school system of 2015.
Yeah, I agree.
I pulled my children out of public school and decided to raise them with 1980s and 1990s values.
Interesting. I mean, it's an interesting idea. I mean, if I had a child, I always wanted to put things on shelves that were just outside their ability to reach, you know. So they kept wishing that they'd be tall enough to reach to see if that would make them grow taller, and keep moving the shelves up, you know.
I have to be honest with you. I pulled them out, number one, because of the vaccines.
Yeah. I know.
That's why I pulled them on number one. Number two was the power of the teachers' unions, the public teachers' unions. And then number three was the whole Ontario sex ed curriculum that the past Liberal government put in that the current Conservative government's too scared to get rid of. So that's why we pulled them out. And because the values that, you should be teaching them math, reading, writing, and science. If you're not going to teach them that, if you're going to teach them how to be a 12-year-old girl that's actually a boy, my son can now be a Jennifer, and if you don't like it, we'll call CPS. Forget it. That's fucking stupid, okay? It's stupid as shit. It's in the legislation, so you know what? You're out. We can teach you ourselves. My wife and I, before we had kids, we both had full-time jobs, and it was great. We had so much money, it was unbelievable. We traveled the country. I've been up to Vancouver. I camped on Vancouver Island for 10 days. Right on the coast, man.
Nice.
Right in your neck of the woods, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good life. That's partially why I've never wanted to have kids, is because I haven't been willing to give that up, that free lifestyle.
I get that. I do.
Yeah.
I do. But then at some point, something changed. And Jane and I did that for 4 years. We both had full-time jobs. We'd save up for, 3 weeks holidays. We'd go take 2 weeks, take a train across the country. A train, the transcontinental train in Canada, across the country. We stopped in Jasper in Alberta for 5 days.
Nice.
We camped up in the mountains.
Yeah, that train. I think I've seen that video train on video. That looks like a really nice ride across Canada. Yeah.
It is totally awesome. Like, I'll be honest with you, the prairies are fucking boring, man. Like, I can see why there's flyover country.
Is there like antelope and stuff like that on the prairies?
I don't know. That's where I slept, was through Manitoba. That's where Jane and I got our sleep on the train, But Northern Ontario is beautiful, man. Moose everywhere on the side of the road.
Wow.
On the side of the train track.
Wow.
Everywhere. We loved it. And then we get out to Alberta, and then once we finally got into the Rockies, it was just incredible scenery. Like, when you're on the East Coast, you don't see that unless you go out to the West Coast. Like, yeah, okay, I like the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. I really, really do.
Doesn't Nova Scotia have some just wicked scenery?
Kinda, yeah. The best stuff in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick is definitely the Bay of Fundy.
Well, that looks awesome for sure.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. If you ever go out east, and if you ever ended up landing in Prince Edward Island, it's the one province in Canada with 120,000 people, PEI. if you ever went there and you said you know Dwayne,
Huh?
they'll hook you up with a free night. My family would take care of you. That's the kind of people they are. You could just tell them that you know me.
Yeah.
You could stay with my family for a month.
Well, we're stopping at your house first, Dwayne, and then we're gonna go, and then we're gonna make a map from there, and you're gonna call everybody ahead of time.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And my PEI family would absolutely just have you, just for knowing me. You know, that's the kind of the way the people are out in Eastern Canada.
Huh.
They're extremely wonderful people. Like, extremely wonderful people. New Brunswick, Nova Scotia,
Well,
Prince Edward Island, probably even Newfoundland. I haven't been to Newfoundland,
yeah,
but I've had some friends that are from Newfoundland.
yeah.
But I've had a lot of friends from Nova Scotia. Their families are all great.
Yeah.
You know,
No, you've heard me say,
Dwayne,
you've heard me say again and again that I love Canadians, because it's true. I fucking love Canadians. I would really like to marry a Canadian. If I was going to marry anybody, that would probably be my first choice.
Oh my gosh, that just makes me think of the song by what's his face, the former lead singer for Van Halen.
Oh yeah, Eddie.
What's that?
You mean
Not Hagar, the other one. David Lee Roth.
Dave.
Did, California Girls. All those northern girls. Like, oh man, yeah. I love the northern girls. Man.
You know,
you would too, buddy.
Craig's going to Vegas next month for a convention, some kind of tech convention, and David Lee Roth is going to be there. He's going to see David Lee Roth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
See, like, that's the kind of stuff you just smoke a lot of dope to, man.
Craig doesn't smoke a lot of dope, but hopefully he'll have a little edible and have a nice time.
Yeah, and you know what? The moment you're in Canada, man, you cross that Detroit Bridge, you stop at my place, man.
Yeah, for sure. Don't you worry.
I'll set you up, you know, and if I'm ever west of the Mississippi, I don't know how far that is, but if I'm ever west of the Mississippi, I'm coming to your place. I don't care if it's another 1,000 miles. If I'm west of the Mississippi, I'm coming to meet you.
Well, good. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome, Dwayne. I hope you bring Jane with you, and I hope that you stay long enough to have a puff and a cookie.
Oh yeah. I hope you'll let me stay long enough to have a puff and a cookie, man. You go, this fucking guy is pull Donald Trump. And hey, man, I'd love to talk to you about the election. They're gonna screw Bernie over. Totally.
Of course they are.
You know what?
They're going to, or at least they're going to do their very best to screw Bernie over, and they've already made that completely obvious to anyone who's paying attention.
Obvious. And you know what? Like, I know there's this Doppel Cooper in your chat who just loves Bernie Sanders, and I know you were for Bernie last time, you're for Tulsi this time. You know what? Forget it. Go back to Bernie, because you know what? At least Bernie and Trump is going to be, at least in some way, an intellectual debate that we can all sit there and say, here's one side, here's the other. Everything else is going to be a fucking clown show.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'll tell you right now, if I was an American in this election and I got my chance to cast a vote, I would seriously consider it's either Bernie Sanders or Donald Trump. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Period. There's no others.
Well, I think
everyone else is a joke.
I think Dwayne. Yeah, I think that if they don't pick Bernie again, Donald Trump's gonna win, and I really think they're trying to make it look like the best person. All the polls now say the best person to beat Donald Trump is Mike Bloomberg. Right?
Yeah, right.
And exactly. And yesterday we were talking about that, and I was saying that the reason that the polls say that is because the media is the one who puts the polls out, and they want that Mike Bloomberg money, right? So they don't want him to quit. And not just that, it's like okay, the reason I want Bernie is because then you have a real choice, right? You have this guy and you have this other guy. If we get Mike Bloomberg, then it's one fucking douchebag from New York against another douchebag billionaire from New York. What kind of fucking choice is that for the people to make, you know? There's no choice there.
I actually watched some MSNBC clips today.
Yeah.
Of them saying that, black voters are going to just run to Bloomberg now because he apologized.
They want that money.
I watched that on YouTube.
They want that money. They want it. They want that Bloomberg money. They're going to say every good thing they can, no matter how much bullshit it is. They're going to say every good thing they possibly can about Mike Bloomberg.
And if they elect Bloomberg, not a single black person is going to get a dime of that money.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Bloomberg ain't going to give a black person a single dime no matter how many black votes he gets.
Bloomberg is a fucking racist who thinks black people are the problem.
Yeah, like, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think they are. I wouldn't think that way. I know Bernie, Bernie would be a good choice. Look, the Democrats got to elect Bernie. Get off the Tulsi shit.
Well, no, we're going to support Bernie. No, here's the deal. Here's the deal, Dwayne, is that Bernie has already said that if he gets the nomination, that he'll choose a woman of color as his running mate. And Tulsi has been supporting Bernie since she was the vice chair at the DNC and then quit because they were being unfair to him in 2016 and she refused to play along with it.
Like Maxine Waters.
No, that's ridiculous. Okay, again, that's just an incredible... Look, you have... No, it's simple, Dwayne. The person who's going to pull the most Donald Trump voters is Tulsi Gabbard, hands down. And the only way you're ever going to beat Donald Trump is if you can pull some of those voters. So
yeah, and you have to have two outsiders. Look,
yeah, also that,
Bernie,
yeah.
I would absolutely listen to Bernie because he's an outsider.
Yeah.
Trump was an outsider. I'll listen to Bernie because he's an outsider. And you know what? I've been listening to a lot of them this week, and I like the guy.
Yeah. Now, I've always liked him. I've always played lots of his stuff on my channel.
I know that.
Yeah.
But I like Trump. I totally like Trump, and you know that. Every single person in the chat knows that. But you know what? Bernie is worth listening to. Everyone else is a complete clown. And I just really hope that it'll be nice to have a good election debate. Some people in there, Doppel's even saying, oh, Trump won't debate Bernie. Give me a fucking break. Of course he will.
He has to. He has to. You know why?
Of course he will.
He has to, Dwayne. He has to.
MSNBC is actually saying that Bloomberg can... I watched it today. Bloomberg can win without even debating Trump.
Yeah. No.
On TV.
He
Bloomberg
has
can beat
to.
Trump without even debating him on TV.
I'm telling you, Dwayne, they're going to say every positive thing, blow as much smoke as they can up Mike Bloomberg's ass until he's overinflated. He's just spewing money at them. That's what they want. That's what they're...
And he's going to get 15% support.
Yeah, he's not going to get shit. Nobody likes the guy. He's just a fucking...
15% support.
He's just...
And there might be a couple of black people that think, maybe I'll get money from this guy.
Maybe.
Maybe I'll get money from this guy.
Yeah.
And you know what? No matter what, Bernie, I don't see why the black population doesn't like Bernie, honestly.
I think they do. I think that the more they hear about Bernie, the more they like Bernie. I think that... Because he's always been about the working class, because, he's saying these really basic things, like gonna legalize marijuana or decriminalize it in all 50 states in the first 100 days. That means a big giant boot off the neck of black people right there.
Yeah. Now, you know what? Honestly, man, this is a show from where I'm sitting. I love watching the show.
Yeah.
I love watching the show. If I was there, I'd be rooting for Trump versus Bernie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally would.
That's going to be the best. That's the best.
I'm going to be sitting here on my chair with my wife on the internet watching MSNBC, CNN, and, of course, Fox News. And we're going to watch it all. And personally, I want to see Trump versus Bernie. I think they're full of shit that Trump's just going to be able to say, you're a communist and win in a landslide. I don't think so. Because there's going to be some actual real ideas that they're going to have to debate.
Right. If they're going to debate, I think he has to debate. They keep saying if it's Bernie, I don't think he'll debate, and I question whether he will either, because there's going to be a lot of people around him saying you don't stand to lose anything, you don't stand to win anything by debating Bernie Sanders. You're already ahead in the numbers. Don't put yourself in that position. But he listens to people. But the thing is that if he says I'm not going to debate, then Bernie can just be up there. Every interview is going to be like,
the same argument MSNBC's using about Michael Bloomberg doesn't need to debate because he'll just beat Trump anyway.
No. The thing is that if Trump says he's not going to debate and it's Bernie Sanders, they'll have to ask him again and again, what do you think about Donald Trump not being willing to debate? And I said, well, Donald Trump is but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He has to debate him because otherwise he winds up looking like he's afraid of Bernie. And if he's afraid of Bernie, he ain't the big old brawler that he pretends to be now, is he?
It's funny. They say Trump is afraid of Biden.
No.
Come on. There's no way that Trump is afraid of Biden.
No.
Anyway, because Biden. Did you see that clip of him on The View the other day?
No, I haven't been able to look at stuff.
Biden was on The View yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
It was absolutely the most pathetic thing you've ever seen. Look, if you want to throw up in your mouth, go watch Biden on The View from yesterday.
Yeah, it's bad for the Democrats. They need to get him out of the way. He just really, I don't understand why they're not having a talk with him or his wife or whoever it is they have to talk to and say, look, he's embarrassing us all. He needs to go.
Oh, he's absolutely embarrassing every Democrat.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, Amy Klobuchar all of a sudden becoming something is the whole exact that's the result.
Amy Klobuchar, she's a fucking dirty cop. And
I'm still wondering what makes her hair shake like that. She's probably got early stage of Parkinson's disease.
She has like this odd tremble in her voice always. It's
in her hair.
Almost always.
It's like shaking all the time.
Huh.
And it's not because it's windy on stage either.
Yeah.
So that's too bad. She seems like a nice lady. 59-year-old, I'm sure,
No, she's a fucking dirty cop, Dwayne. She's a fucking dirty cop, and that's all there is to it. And I'm
tired.
About
the fact that they should probably elect somebody from a Midwestern state, though.
I want somebody who's gonna fight for fucking freedom, Dwayne. And that bitch ain't ever gonna fucking legalize marijuana. She's gonna drag her feet every step of the way because she's a fucking cop through and through, and I'm tired of it. We need freedom.
Well, what about Booty Fudge?
He's horrible.
No, he is totally horrible.
He's so full of shit, man. He says now
after a week.
Now all of a sudden he wants to legalize drugs, but under his leadership in North Bend, fucking marijuana arrests increased, and overwhelmingly black people.
Let me ask you something. Are the most radical Democrats figuring that out? Like, how about the middle-of-the-road Democrats, like the stupid people that voted for Hillary?
Well, I think they're going to...
This guy's a fraud?
I think they're going to figure it out. I don't think the Hillary voters care about anything. They just want to go with the whatever the Democratic elite tell them to go with, so...
Because it seems like it's Pete Buttigieg.
Right. No, I think that's where Hillary and the other elites are coming. That's where they're going to put their support now. Or that's actually where their support is behind him. They're not telling anybody, but it looks like to me that they're pushing that candidate.
If you want freedom, it's either going to be, if you want rule of law, and the Democrats don't want that, but Bernie supporters, I'm assuming, would. Not the Antifa guys that smash people over the head with bike locks, but, I don't know. See, I watch a lot of Antifa videos, and I hate those fucking guys. I can't wait to run into one of them.
Well, Dwayne, you shouldn't watch a lot of Antifa videos. If it fills you with hate, you should find other things to watch that are better.
I guess so. I'm a good guy.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You deserve better. You deserve better than to be filling yourself with hate, my man.
That's true. It just sucks that they're out there screaming for Bernie, and I don't think Bernie Sanders. I've listened to the guy talk. He's not preaching Antifa. Okay,
no,
he's not. I don't. Those people support that guy. That's what sucks. But then the KKK supports Trump, so whatever.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, it was great talking to you after a week, and it's just nice talking to you.
Yeah,
I was really fired up after talking to my pastor, and I really wanted to just get out the whole Happy Valentine's Day is pagan as shit, and it just sucks. And hey, have an excellent Sabbath, Mike.
Thanks, Dwayne.
And, hey, nice talking to you. It was great talking to you, Mike. Take care, buddy.
Okay.
And I'll talk to you soon. I don't know when, but I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I'm going to play. How long does it take you to get to see that Dukes of Hazzard clip? I'm going to play it for you.
Do it right away. That sounds cool because I love the Dukes, man.
Okay, hey, I'll play that for you.
Nice talking to you.
Okay, Dwayne, it's good to hear from you. Tell Jane Mike says hi.
I will. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. That's our buddy from the Great White North, Dwayne. And I have a Dukes of Hazzard clip lined up for Dwayne. He just happened to mention Dukes of Hazzard, and you don't believe me, do you? Can you see right there, clip number 5? What's it say? Clip number 5, Dukes of Hazzard. Right there. Believe it or not. That's the way my synchronicity works. I have my finger on the pulse of my viewership. Do I not? Clip number 5. Here we go.
All right, take a look at this peaceful scene here. Quiet neighborhood, Long Beach, California, just before 2 a.m. Everybody's snoozing. But the driver of this car doesn't realize there's a roundabout there in the middle of that intersection, complete with a boulder in the center of it. The car is heading right for the big rock. One witness estimates that car is going 100 miles an hour. So how's this play out? Let's watch it. The car, again, at full throttle, full speed, airborne. Like I told you, it's like the Dukes of Hazzard there. You believe that? That car's flying about 30 feet in the air. Let's take another look. 100 miles an hour. That's what it looked like. Wow. The accident caught on 3 different surveillance cameras, by the way. That's why we're getting all these different looks. You can see the boulder go flying into the back of that black sedan on the side of the road. One more look for you, slow motion. By the way, the driver's fine, believe it or not. One neighbor said the woman who was behind the wheel walked out of that smashed car like nothing happened. Another resident said the accident sounded like a massive explosion, woke everybody up. They had to get out there and see the chaos. The car ended up smashing into another car about 50 feet away. Again, no one hurt. No, by the way, that driver has not been identified, but was taken into custody on suspicion of driving under the influence. Investigation is ongoing. Let's bring in our expert, CNN law enforcement contributor, retired FBI supervisory special agent Steve Moore. First off, can you believe that? And we're thankful for the miracle that no one was hurt.
Yeah, and it's surprising, but sometimes people who are incredibly drunk, who shouldn't be driving, because they're that drunk, they don't get hurt as much as other people.
Unbelievable here. And, I had mentioned it here, and we're seeing it again over your shoulder there, Steve. We're getting a lot of different angles. Doesn't that make it easy for law enforcement when you got 2, 3 different angles here for you?
Yeah. Yeah, this is not one where it's not a whodunit. People are going to go. That's the one you show to the defense attorney and say, we're not even going to do a deal on this one.
Yeah, amazing here that again, no one seriously hurt. 100 miles an hour into a roundabout, though. You shudder to think what could have happened here. Again, about 2 a.m. and we'll keep following it here to see what charges in full are filed. Steve, good to see you. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
Good to see you, Mike.
All right, so that was pretty cool, right? Dwayne says Dukes of Hazzard, and I just happen to have a clip relabeled Dukes of Hazzard funny. I didn't even think. It's not like I would thought that Dwayne would call on the Sabbath. He told me he can't even watch the show on the Sabbath, let alone call. I hope it's not my phone that's all crackly, because that would suck. Okay, so and I have a whole bunch of other clips in case you're wondering. Hello.
Hey, this is T-Wob.
Hey, T-Wob.
From Iowa.
Hey, T-Wob, how's it going, man?
Going well. Hey, I wanted to give you a quick update about Iowa politics. I know it's not any longer in the mainstream anymore, but I figured I wanted to give you a update.
Okay.
So they're having, so tomorrow they're having a meeting, and it's a public meeting with the state central committee, and Troy Price, who is the Iowa Democratic Party chair, is going to be there. They're probably you may have heard about it. I know you're entrenched in politics, more or less.
I didn't hear that there was a meeting going on.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're having a public meeting. They're having a public meeting, which is open to the public, and I'm going to be there, and I'll be calling in to report to you what happened. But what's going to happen is Troy Price, the head of the Iowa Democratic Party, he's going to resign. He already resigned.
Right.
And what they're doing is they're trying to choose a replacement for this guy. And most likely, there are three women who are being considered, or running, I guess. And all of them corporate shills, a part of the Democratic establishment, and will probably do little to no good for the Iowa Democratic Party. I live in Iowa, right? And they are, out of the three, there's one that's questionable that I would maybe consider supporting. Maybe she's like an Elizabeth Warren. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? She's kind of iffy.
Yeah.
The other two, complete Democratic establishment operatives.
Yeah.
So that's happening tomorrow.
So are they doing and they won't do the recount until this person is installed into the new leadership?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And depending on who shows up is going to be the deciding factor as to who actually becomes the head of the IDP within the closed doors. And it's open to the public, but the media is not reporting on this. The local media is not reporting on this. I haven't seen anything on Facebook, nothing.
And it's going to be like a caucus type event where the people decide who's going to be the person?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
That's hard. I mean, it's just ridiculous that the media would leave the people out of such an important thing, man.
I know, man. I know. And they're not, they have said nothing. Even the local Gazette out here hasn't said a peep about this very, very important meeting tomorrow that's going to essentially decide the next head of the Iowa Democratic Party. You know, and it's such a shame. And I wish that they would. But I'm going to raise hell. You understand?
Yeah. Well, you should somehow tweet to the Iowa Bernie supporters and the and the Tulsi Gabbard people and make sure they know that it's happening too, man. You know, do a tweet
I've tried.
oh yeah.
Well,
good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, then you are getting the word out to some people. It's not you're just trying.
I am.
You are getting the word out. That's great.
Iowa is irrelevant now. Like Iowa is known for presidential cycles and the Hawkeyes. That's it.
I was known for picking the president. I was known. If you win in Iowa, it's almost a done deal. It's not, but it almost is.
It almost is, yeah. So Iowa only matters every 4 years.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to change.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to change.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it's a complete shame. I've already written an email to the KCRG, which is the local news for us, for our market in my area. Of course, I heard nothing back.
Yeah.
You know, complete silence. They haven't reported on this, and it's a shame. And then on top of that, there's another meeting going on Sunday in Des Moines that's not open to the public, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm not too sure who I need to pay off, who I need to get in touch with to try to get into this meeting. I'm a part of the Iowa Democratic Party. Shamefully, it's true.
Yeah.
I have some faith.
Yeah.
A sliver of faith, because I know that there's a lot of people that I know that participate in progressive politics here. So I've been trying to reach out to my connections. Nothing. Nobody knows anything.
Well, that would be one of the things if you're making any kind of public speeches at the caucus tomorrow. That would be one of the things that I would ask again and again. Who is it I talked to about getting into this fucking meeting over here? It's all top secret bullshit.
Right. I am going to be making a statement, whether they want me to do it or not. I'm going to be doing it either way.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to be raising hell tomorrow.
Yeah. That's your job, man. That's your job as an American, dude. This is what I keep telling people. Fucking raise hell. Raise hell means burn it to the ground if you have to. We're done here. This is either you fucking pay attention to the voice of the people, or why shouldn't we burn it to the ground? Okay? It's that simple.
And they know it. They know it. They know that it's the IDP, Iowa Democratic Party, is on the brink. Right, we are in turmoil right now.
Yeah.
The national media has moved on already.
Yep.
Right, but it's not looking good for the IDP. Like, I don't think they may not even exist after this.
Yeah.
This is a complete embarrassment to the world. And anyway.
I agree. It's very much an embarrassment, and I don't know how the Democratic Party survives. I mean, because they're obviously behind this. They know the whole world's watching, and it's imperative to get this to go smoothly and have the outcome as quickly as possible. And they don't even train people properly for the most basic steps on how to get the count. It's obviously an intentional debacle, and the Democrats should be very embarrassed, because they're in the process of losing this again to a carnival barking fucking fake tan, fake hair, billionaire bitch boy born with a gold spoon in his mouth from New York. And nobody likes fucking people like that. No, I mean, you guys, I know it's a sin since 9/11 to say that nobody likes New Yorkers. But nobody fucking likes New Yorkers. And certainly not a fucking New York billionaire that was born with a gold spoon in his mouth. Fucking, and everybody used to know that before 9/11. I mean, it was pretty obvious, but now you don't say that shit because it's like holy ground or something, but fuck that.
Yeah.
Well, I've had enough of this bullshit, man. We need somebody who's about the people, not a fucking billionaire who has no idea, what the people deal with, I'm just tired of it, man. Go ahead.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something.
Okay.
The Iowa Democratic Party, you know who they're eyeing? The establishment, the Iowa establishment, I should say. Guess who they're eyeing? Take a wild guess.
You mean for what? Well, eyeing for what?
Just for president. For president, guess who the Iowa Democratic Party is lining up behind?
Well, my guess would be either Amy Klobuchar or Pete Buttigieg.
Bloomberg.
Yeah, well, see,
Bloomberg.
This is what I'm saying. Again, this quintessential New York douchebag billionaire that nobody can stand to be in the fucking same room with. So we're gonna have two of them on stage, and that's supposed to be a real choice for the American people. How fucking idiotic can you be? How stupid can any Democrat who thinks that that's a real choice to give to the American people?
Yeah, I've been to a ton of these IDP, Iowa Democratic Party meetings, okay? And they basically don't give a fuck. They don't care.
Yeah.
At least the leadership. The voters give a shit. And the voters are weighing between Bernie and Buttigieg. Buttigieg is not going to make it. So it's most likely going to be Bernie. But the leadership of the IDP, they just don't care. Like, they don't give a shit. They are more worried about who is Bloomberg going to, whose pockets is Bloomberg going to line next. That's what they're worried about.
Yeah, what they see is just dollar signs, and Bloomberg has the most dollar signs.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And he's been paying organizers around here in Iowa $72,000 a year.
Hmm.
That's no lie.
Well, that's pretty good money in Iowa.
It is. That will do you some justice out here. A whole lot of justice. $72,000 a year. But, like, some of these people fucking hate Bloomberg.
Majority
of them hate him.
I mean, he can't get. I keep hearing this ridiculous thing where he's getting overwhelming support from black people. I'm like, what? That cannot be true. It's just not. It's just not possible.
So there's not a lot of black people in Iowa. You may have put those two and two together.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why it's always been first in the nation.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think California should be first. Maybe Texas should be first. You know, a state that has a higher population, that has a more diverse population of people from all kinds of political ideologies should be first. Or they should do a lottery or like a rotation, like where they pull random states out of the hat or something, which I guess you can't really trust it. Maybe you should go alphabetically, but I don't know. I just think that a lot of the organizers out here who organize for Bernie, organize for Warren, organize for Buttigieg, a lot of them, unfortunately, are signing on to Bloomberg. Reason why? It's not because they support him. It's not because they support him. It's because of the money, bro.
I know.
$73,000 a year in Iowa.
Right.
Sure is fucking straight.
Right. Well, this is. Yeah, I mean, this is the same thing I've been saying about the news channels, right? The news channels, the reason that they are having these polls where they say, oh, Mike Bloomberg is the best person to beat Donald Trump, is because they want that money too. They don't want that money to stop, and they're going to do everything they can to get the people and Mike Bloomberg to believe that he's still in this race and has a chance, you know, as long as they can keep that fucking money, Bloomberg money flowing. They're not about to fucking stop saying nice things about Mike Bloomberg.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. But But what I'm telling you is that it's not going to work.
No, I don't think it's
Not
going to
gonna
work.
work.
No, nobody likes Mike Bloomberg, dude. I mean, the only way that it worked for Donald Trump is that they ran Hillary Clinton against him, and nobody likes Hillary Clinton. She's one of the most despised figures in American political history. From day one till now, Hillary Clinton's top of the list on We Fucking Hate You.
Yep. And she fits, Bloomberg fits that specific ideology with her. Who Bloomberg doesn't give a shit. Okay? And the Iowa Democratic Party doesn't give a shit either. Okay? They're going with where the money is. And like I told you, it's not going to work because look at Tom Steyer. Look at Tom Steyer. He is also a billionaire. He could blow $1 billion if he wanted to, right? And in the Iowa caucus, he blew like hundreds of millions of dollars just in Iowa alone. And when I went to the caucuses, this guy had like 2 people supporting him.
Yeah,
because he had no money, he had no people on the ground. He may have had Tom Steyer is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
He may have had a lot of people on the ground, or I'm sorry, he may have had a lot of people putting together his advertising campaign.
Yeah.
But there's nobody on the ground. He's not investing in the ground. And Bloomberg is not doing the same. He's on the same thing where he's just doing an advertising campaign without trying to organize his people. So he's going to blow hundreds of millions of dollars more, and he's just going to lose it. It's going to be gone. And
I'm sure it's just some kind of tax write-off for him.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But he's just wasting his money, and I am worried about Bloomberg, honestly, because he does have a lot of cash, like an unimaginable amount.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And that kind of stuff, that kind of advertising, it works on black folks. I'm sorry, it does.
Well, I hear you. It's not. The people love money, and they're attracted to money. You know, they think people with money are. You know, someday I'm going to be like that. I'm going to have all that money too. So I'm going to get behind this guy because he has money, and I like money. And I'm going to be like that too one day. I know.
It's not even like that.
Huh.
It's like, okay, so a lot of black folks, and I'm not okay. So let me be a little bit more diplomatic and say the black folks that I know are very much influenced by media. At least the older black folks.
Older people are much more influenced by
older people in general.
Yeah, older people.
I should be more. Yeah, it's not just black folks. It's older people in general are very influenced by the media.
Yeah, I think they spend a lot of time. They spend a lot of time watching it, and it's almost like they're friends. Like they got to check in with Hannity and stuff like that. You know.
Mm-hmm. But it's even more so with black people because they we've been perpetually disappointed when it came to Bush. When it came to Bush Jr., when it came to all the Republican presidents, we've been perpetually disappointed, and then every other president before that. So for us, it doesn't really mean much that a billionaire racist mayor is throwing a whole bunch of ads on TV, making him look really good. His ads, let me tell you something, Bloomberg's ads are, I work for an advertising agency. You feel me?
Uh-huh.
I work for an advertising company. So his ads, I have to study ads every day.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
His ads are fucking amazing. They're
incredibly deceptive.
They're
incredibly deceptive, and they seem pretty fucking simple, dude.
They're simple. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
And he has the best ads money can buy, with the best consultants money can buy. So he is not just able to fool a lot of the black population. He's able to fool just everybody who is susceptible to that kind of medium, which is TV. I don't see him on social media. At least I don't. But I see him on TV constantly. And people are very, very susceptible. I'm sorry, I'm talking in circles. But that's my point, is that I'm worried about Bloomberg. And we need to make sure, all of us and your audience needs to make sure that people know the truth about Bloomberg, because he is not being contested in the media at all. Maybe once he gets into the debates, then he will be, but then it will just be put on the candidates. The media is not going to ask him any of these questions. They just won't. Maybe they'll nip around the edges like some rats, but at the end of it, they're not going to attack the core of his just really, really racist policies in the city of New York. Yeah. I know that there was a clip of him saying something about the stop and frisk policies that he implemented in New York City, and a fellow lefty YouTuber outed him on that and kind of exposed him on that. I think his name is Bob something. He's a black progressive YouTube channel. Bob something, I can't remember. But he exposed him, and the media had no choice but to cover it, honestly, because they had no choice. It was there in black and white and in audio, so they had no choice. But the media saw a taste of what left or just independent media in general. It's not left, it's not right, whatever. Independent media in general. The media, the corporate media, has gotten a taste of what we could do. So I just think that we need to continue to let people know about Bloomberg and how he is such a terrible candidate or just a terrible person. Like, I was watching MSNBC, just out of curiosity to see what trash they're going to talk about Bernie. And these people are in love with Bloomberg. In love with him.
They love the money, man. They love the money, T-Wav. I mean, I can't say it enough. Before you got on the phone with me, I was saying this same thing. You know, they're going to talk up Bloomberg every chance they can get, and because the longer they can keep him in the race, the more money he's going to spend. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, and even, I'm be honest with you, I'm not going to tell you where I work at, but even with my company, Bloomberg cashed out. Like, we hit records just because of that motherfucker.
Yeah, it's easy to believe, man.
And because of, what's his name? Tom Steyer.
Huh.
We hit records because of them.
See, this is the thing. The media. This is why the media tries to keep these fucking presidents. It's like we're constantly running a presidential race now. You know, in the media, and it's because they can't wait to tap into that money, man. It's just, I mean, I think Trump's talking about spending $6 billion or something on this campaign.
God damn.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to. I don't think he has that much.
No, I don't know. I have no idea how much he has. But that was the last figure I heard, that they're planning on spending $6 billion on this campaign.
I'm gonna fact check you on that, because that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Okay.
that's an infinite amount.
Yeah.
So I'll fact check you on that. And by the way, what's your? Do you mind sharing your name with me? What's your name?
Oh, my name's Mike.
Mike. Okay, very good. Sorry, man. I've been listening to your YouTube show for the last maybe couple of weeks.
Yeah, right on.
And I'm very interested in what you got to say and your honesty. You never got your name, so I appreciate that.
It's all good, T-Wob. I appreciate you calling in and updating us on the Iowa stuff, and I really look forward to hearing what happened to you or what it is that you're experiencing tomorrow. So be sure and let us know all the details on Monday if you can.
Hey, man, I'm going to keep you updated, man.
Okay,
For sure.
Excellent. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
All right, T-Wob. Talk to you soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's T-Wob from Iowa, which is nice. I mean, he's got the feet on the ground. He's right in the heart of what's happening. He's got, again, his finger on the pulse of Iowa and all the fucked up shit that's going on there. So you're getting some Mox News exclusive shit right there, man. That's some good stuff. Thanks so much to T-Wob for checking in with us, and I'm really looking forward to hearing back from him on Monday. Okay, so Congressman Jordan, cover-up, sex scandal cover-up, you want to hear that? Bentley, some douchebags walked away with some guy's Bentley because the valet gave him the wrong car over in fucking Richie's house on the other side of the water over there. I got another weed store robbery video. I got more school shooting drills PTSD video. As I'm telling you, I told you about this a couple nights ago. The school shooting drills are causing children post-traumatic stress. They just in these news stories they just call it trauma, but what it is it's post-traumatic stress. Traumatic. That means that after the drills are done, they're carrying this post-traumatic stress with them, this trauma with them on into their everyday lives. Okay, this is programming that's being done by our government. Our government is a really fucked up thing, and my bet would be Homeland Security's behind it 110%. Because if you're going to talk to somebody about security in schools, who else do you go to but Homeland Security, right? Okay, school shooting drills. I have a coronavirus update video. I have, oh man, little girl committed to a mental institution because they said they walk her out of school and they said she's, the police taking her away from school, from elementary school, because they say she's a threat to others and herself, and she didn't look like a threat to me. Taliban peace deal and CBD reefer madness. The media just hates marijuana, man. They just hate it. I guess because it threatens their sweet pharmaceutical money, right? Or maybe it's that sweet alcohol money that it threatens. It doesn't threaten the tobacco money, right? The media's tobacco money. I don't know. Are they still? Do they run tobacco ads in magazines? Are there still magazines? I have no idea. But we have those lined up. If you'd like to see a video, I can play any of those for you anytime. Fridays we usually do dabs for donations. I have these lovely dabs lined up to share with you, but we haven't gotten any donations yet, so I just went ahead and did a dab. And that's fine. You don't have to. But if we hit $40 in donations, we will give away, since we still have 3 of these Mox News, lovely, long sleeve, heavyweight Mox News t-shirts with the embroidered Mox News logo right there. See, heavyweight t-shirt. If we hit $40 in donations, and every time I get a donation, I'll do a dab. in your good name, because that's just the kind of guy I am. Because it's fun. It seems to be fun. And we had a really good time last week when we gave away the t-shirt. I thought it was a good time. I was pretty much laughing my ass off. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that too. If you were here for that, because I thought it was pretty funny. So, dabs for donations. If you want to kick down a donation, it's easy to do at moxnews.com, or there's clickable links in the text body or the description box of this video, or I can put these links in the chat room so that it's easy for you to click on them, and I will do a lovely dab for you, because again, that's just the kind of guy I am. Or else I will play another video clip. Is there one that you wanted to see? Big Brother equals Uncle Sam. Got that right. Let's see, Sergeant Pepper's. I don't have the Sergeant Pepper's video. Yes. I do want a revolution. That's very true. I say that a lot. Okay, so what video guys you want to see? I'm gonna play this this little girl committed video, because it shows the police state we live in, and this is the real reason that Dwayne doesn't send his kids to public school, even though he doesn't live in the police state that we live in. He can see it coming his direction, and he doesn't want to inflict this kind of pain on his children, I would imagine.
And next this Friday night, officials in Florida are under fire after placing a 6-year-old in a mental health facility for 2 days in isolation for 48 hours. Did authorities go too far? The girl's family is now asking for answers tonight, and here's ABC's Steve Osunsami.
There is outrage tonight over what's happening here to this 6-year-old girl in Jacksonville, Florida, seen in police body camera video that authorities are now releasing.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a police car. You want to ride with me?
Her name is Nadia, and she's a child with special needs. She was let out of her school last Tuesday and committed to a mental health facility for 2 days after the school says she was a threat to herself and others. Her family says they were told she was throwing chairs and having tantrums in class when an outside medical professional made the call to have the child committed. As she's being led away, the girl is calm.
She's parked. She is fine.
In the car, you hear the officers debate the school's decision.
I don't see her acting how they say it. But just follow me just in case. Yeah, but no problem. She's been actually very pleasant.
In Florida, the Baker Act allows for someone to be temporarily detained for up to 72 hours because of mental illness. As many as 36,000 Florida children are committed this way every year. The girl's mother says the family was in the middle of changing the daughter's psychiatric medication.
She's just not able to communicate that due to her disability. She can only tell you bits and pieces. Mommy, they locked the door. They wouldn't let me out. Mommy, they gave me a shot.
Authorities say they reached out to the mother first, as required by law. The mother says she only learned of what was happening as it was happening. David?
All right, Steve, our thanks to you tonight.
So I really hate seeing stuff like that. I hate seeing little kids like that on medication. I mean, God, man, you can give them a little cookie. I made cookies tonight before I came out here. They're good. I'm sure your daughter would love one. And they feel good, and they be happy. I honestly believe if you really want to be happy, one of the most important factors is you're not eating enough marijuana. Okay? If you want to be happy, you need to eat more marijuana. I don't know how many times I have to tell you people this. It is a part of the key to enjoying your world. Trust me. as I said, follow me and do exactly as you see. I pressed this just for you guys. I pressed this just for dabs for donations. A big fat goober dabs over there on the end. Oh, look at them. Just look. Actually, you know, this was the first time that I mixed two of my flavors together. I mixed the Gorilla Glue with the Nomo, and because the Gorilla Glue is really super fruity, it's like juicy fruit smelling. But the Nomo is fruity smelling, but it's more like it smells like apricot, right? And I don't get that from the Gorilla Glue. So, oh man, this smells so good. Nice. So, and I pressed that just for you before we came out here. And it's Dabs for Donations Friday, because I couldn't come out here and not have dabs ready for Dabs for Donations Friday. So I will play another video for you now. In case you have any request. Nobody requested. Okay, I'll play a fucking clip. I'll do it. I'll play a fucking clip. Yeah. You have a cookie and you go to school and you're happy all day. You don't need to have this fucking pill that rewires your brain and then you have to take it every day for the rest of your life from the time you're fucking 6 years old. And they tell us this shit about how dangerous fucking marijuana is to the developing mind. Are you fucking kidding me? Give me a fucking break. Give her a cookie. She'll have a smile on her face all day long. And she should. Her smile is beautiful. There's no reason for her not to, except for you people are making her crazy. Not you people, but the people that are, you know, putting her on pills and shit. Come on, man. It's horrible. I remember I had a friend, and she had a daughter, and they were saying that she's acting out in school, and they want me to put her on pills. And her daughter was like, she'd be like, caw, caw, caw. You know, she's like 6 years old, or she'd bark, rah, 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 caw, caw, caw. You know, she's like, is there something wrong with her? No. There's not something wrong with her. There's something wrong with all of you. She says she has no interest in communicating with you because whatever the words that come out of her mouth, you don't hear it. So instead of talking, she caws because it doesn't matter. She could say the most brilliant thing anyone's ever said on the planet and you wouldn't hear it. So she caws instead. And she took her out of that school and never put her on pills, and now she's a brilliant photographer, and she like just got a scholarship for crew. She's amazing. So I will play a clip of, how about girls pole vaulting? Nope. That's next week. That's something to look forward to next week. Next week, I'm going to have a new background, and it's going to be girls pole vaulting. Okay? Does that sound good? Sounds good to me. Let's see. Taliban peace deal. School shooting drills. Let's watch the school shooting drills. No, let's watch Congressman Jordan. Congressman Jordan, this is an important video to show you how sick the people in Congress are. The people who act holier than thou, and all about the good Christian, faith. I just hate it. All right, so here you go, Congressman Jordan, the Republican golden boy.
Stories. We have a team of reporters standing by for your morning rush. And we start with Congressman Jim Jordan because he's now accused of covering up alleged sexual abuse that occurred while he was coaching at Ohio State. A former wrestler actually told lawmakers there in Ohio that Representative Jordan begged him to contradict his own brother's claims of abuse by a university doctor. So CNN's Polo Sandoval is on this story to dig into a little bit about these allegations and whether he's responding to some of the bombshell things that this man is claiming.
Elena, spokesperson for Jim Jordan's office says that these are simply more lies here. Another lie specifically is how they describe these allegations that were made in the Ohio State House this week. You'll recall that he has been previously denied accusations that he was aware of any sexual abuse that happened at Ohio State University back when he was an assistant wrestling coach. And then this week, Adam DiSabato told lawmakers that Jordan begged him to contradict his own brother's story. His brother Mike, he was the initial whistleblower about this sex scandal, this sex abuse at the hands of an OSU doctor. And then this morning he appeared on CNN's New Day explaining exactly what that moment was like when his phone rang, and on the other line was the man who now is a Republican congressman from Ohio.
I just listened to him and, expressed that I didn't know what my brother was, what his motives. I hadn't talked to him or anything, but I said, I can't really give you an answer right now. I'm in the middle of something, and I said, let me talk to my family, and that was that. And I kind of just brushed him off.
DiSabato claiming that Jordan asked him to contradict the versions that were being shared by his brother, and he also testified that Jordan was among one of the many staff at OSU that was fully aware of this. More reaction coming in, or at least a defense coming from from Jordan's office here, mainly saying from a spokesperson, Congressman Jordan never saw or heard of any abuse, and if he had, he would have dealt with it. Congressman Jordan would never ask anyone to do anything but tell the truth. You recall that Jim Jordan has actually been that congressman that's been called the rising star by the Trump administration for his work during the impeachment proceedings. Back to you, Len.
All right, Polo Sandoval, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Now
on the coronavirus also, if you guys want to see a video about that, have a coronavirus update from Japan. Craig has some Japanese news pulled up here about some traveler. I don't know, but I have an update for you on the coronavirus from Japanese news if you want to see it, and also have a CBD Reefer Madness video, and and Taliban peace deal, school shooting drills, weed store robbery, Bentley valet confusion, and prosecutors. Oh, and a good video about prosecutors. And by the way, in Los Angeles, they're expunging 65,000 weed convictions off of people's records. As long as they haven't had a conviction in the last 10 years. Some of them dating back as far as 1961 is what I understand. Actually, I have a story about that also. It's tied to the prosecutor story. Oh, okay, so Craig's story is that the Japanese man who visited Hawaii and did what tourists do in Hawaii has now been confirmed with coronavirus. I think he's in Japan. But so we got that going for us. But there will be more. I want reparations too, Mitchell, fucking Mitchell. I want reparation. I want drug war reparations, okay? My whole fucking life, this bullshit government has been at war with me for making the most conscious, safest choice there is when it comes to taking a substance to catch a little buzz. Because I picked the safest substance there is, this fucked up piece of shit, over-intrusive police state government has been at war with me since I was 15 years old, making me a good, sweet, loving human being into a criminal, literally a criminal. That is a load of shit. And they're doing it to so many beautiful people for so long now. I mean, this government, it's got to change. We deserve better. And I want war reparations. I deserve it. They fucked my world. They have fucked my world again and again.
I deserve it.
Hello, caller.
Hello, this is T-Wob again.
Hey, T-Wob.
Hey, I noticed that you were talking about reparations.
Uh-huh.
And a little bit earlier, and hey, I wanted to chime in.
Okay.
Because, yeah, so I completely agree with you when it comes to reparations.
Mm-hmm.
And the drug war especially.
Yeah. It's so...
I have my own...
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is that I had my own experience living here in Iowa. Me being a black man, I was randomly, approached or whatever. They asked for my ID for whatever reason. And I contested them. The police, of course. And I asked them, hey, what are you doing? I was walking to a gas station with a buddy of mine who's a white guy, and they approached me only, so I knew that something was up. They didn't even question him.
Yeah.
And they detained me because apparently I matched a description.
Right.
Which was false.
Right.
And I was detained and was taken to the jailhouse. Right. And I wasn't actually put in jail.
Yeah.
I was detained and they questioned me for like 5 hours over a bag of weed.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is a travesty because if it happens here, I can't imagine what people are going through in California. Can't imagine what people are going through in Texas. I can't imagine what people are going through in New York.
Right.
I can't imagine what people are going through in the middle of the country.
Right.
So
wherever the police state is the worst, it must just be horrible for those people.
Yeah.
I have had, when I first moved into this neighborhood 20 years ago, T-Wob, I had a police officer pull me over. I was walking home from the grocery stores. I had 2 bags of groceries in my arms. The cop pulled me over and said that I match a description of a person that they're looking for. I was like, a person carrying multiple bags of groceries? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Right. And it's just another excuse,
yeah.
Another trope that they use. I don't want to state the obvious. It's something they use, of course, to try the same thing with stop and frisk. That's essentially what they're doing.
Yeah.
Without doing it.
Right.
They're stopping and frisking people.
And if they, just because they didn't frisk me or they didn't frisk you, they just took our IDs. Oh no, they took you downtown. I'm sorry. They did. They let me go. But all they have to do if they want to frisk me, if they want to harass me a little more, is say, "Oh, I smell marijuana." And then, you know, I mean, because then it wasn't legal. But you know, these cops are just, it's like, and why do they treat people like that? Because they can, not because I'm walking down the street somehow, you know, I don't know, doing something stupidly illegal. I'm walking home from the fucking grocery store like a responsible citizen does. And somehow, you know, that's out of the ordinary because nobody walks anymore, you know. So, and nobody fucking goes to the grocery store and comes home walking. So, you know, there's something wrong with that guy. So we better check him out. Fuck.
Right. And it's just a complete and utter racist kind of policy that they have.
It's not
and
just racist. I mean, I don't think they're doing it to me because I'm a person of color.
Good point. I think it's bigger than that. You're correct. I think it's bigger than that. I think it has to do with just finances. I mean, and money. I mean, I have a sister of mine. Sorry, you gonna say something?
No, go ahead.
Sister of mine who has a lot of money. Okay, and she never gets fucked with ever.
Right.
She drives the nicest cars. She lives in the biggest houses.
Yeah.
She has the son who's a all-star, and my nephew who is amazing in sports and going to college and all that good shit for that stuff. And she doesn't get fucked with. She's the same skin tone as I am.
Yeah.
But she lives in a different neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she has a different income bracket. So I think it just comes down to, and that's what the thing that I've been battling with myself in the last couple of days. Is it like, and what it is it, in your opinion, like, does it have to do with race, or does it have to do with income, or is it a little bit of both? What do you think?
I think that there's a racial component to it, but I honestly believe it mostly stems on a poverty kind of thing. Who is it that can't afford the lawyers? These are the people that we need to fucking bust. The people who can afford the lawyers, you know, they're going to get away with whatever it is they want to get away with. But you know, these other people, we can nail them, and we can go, see, we're getting convictions left and right, and it's just because a fucking piece of shit public defender isn't there to get anybody off, you know.
Right. And I'm increasingly beginning to understand that it has less to do with race and has to do with your economic status.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all coming together for me. And the reason it has had to do with race for such a long time was because a lot of people who are of color have been very poor,
right,
very extremely poor,
right,
compared to their counterparts.
Right.
Our counterparts are also, there's a good majority of our counterparts, white people, who are very poor.
Yeah.
That's true. But relative to that, black people are just like on the lowest rung of the ladder. But I think now, increasingly, a lot of white folks are also understanding the economic struggles that black people have been suffering through for ages. And I think it's that's why it's, go ahead, yes.
I think it's there's even more to it than that. There's some, like, when it comes to me, you know, I mean, I hear black people say these things a lot about, you know, oh, you don't know what it's like to be crossing on the side, you know, the crosswalk, and the people in the cars lock their doors as you're walking by, you know, and I do. I've had that happen many times, you know. I know they say, like, Barack Obama says, oh, I know what it's like to walk walk into a department store and get followed. You know, every time I walk into a department store where they have fucking guys who follow you around, the very first thing that happens is I get followed immediately. You know, so and it's not, again, it's not because you know, I'm a person of color, and it's not because somehow, you know, I'm completely poor. It's just this I fit this fucking, you know, I fit this, oh, that guy is a troublemaker or whatever, which they're very right about that. I guess I'm not a conformist. I'm not walking around with a cop haircut and, you know, and they go, oh, that guy's not a conformist. He's not one of us, whatever, you know, you stand out in the crowd.
Yeah, you just look like a radical.
Yeah. So I've always got that. And as, you know, so what I'm saying is there's something more to it than just a poverty thing and a racial aspect. There's also this other programming aspect that goes into it, that if you're not, you know, if you don't have the cop haircut, if you don't look a certain way, if you don't dress a certain way, if you don't drive a certain car, you know what I mean? You're just not, you're someone to look at as suspect, you know?
Right.
I guess.
Understood. And I think it all of those things are connected. And that's what I have been increasingly understanding, is that all of those things are connected. The reason why, you know, we get stopped is because it has a racial component to it, it has an economic component to it, it has a demographic component to it. It has just, it's all intertwined, because that's what this country was founded upon, was slavery and guns and alcohol.
Right.
Those are the things this country was founded upon. You know, so it's all like intertwined, and that's what I'm increasingly realizing as a young black male coming of age in this country. You know, I've been in this country since I was 3 years old. I was born in Ethiopia, but everything that I know and love is here. And, you know, things are changing. Things are changing fast. And hopefully they're changing for the better, because more and more people are waking up to this. But also, as more and more people wake up to it, more and more people try to co-opt it and use it for cynical reasons.
You know, anywhere where there's power to be accumulated, there's going to be evildoers trying to get their fingers into it. Apparently. Apparently, I mean, it's not the way that I've always wanted to believe the world to be. I don't even like the idea of believing that there are evildoers, but clearly they are, and the one thing that they're attracted to most is power and money.
Yep.
I mean, they're basically the same thing, power and money.
Correct.
Yeah.
And see, and that's why I think that people like us need to also be attracted to power. You know, because power changes things for the good or for the bad. We also need to be attracted to power. That's why in these last couple of weeks since I've been watching your show, Mike, I'm going to run for office.
Awesome. That's
I'm
awesome.
going to run for, yeah.
That's fantastic, T-Wob. Congratulations. That's really good, man. And well, you got to keep us involved long time, man. If we're going to keep doing this live show, we want to hear all about how T-Wob started here and moved on to take political power, because that's a great story, man.
We need the power. We honestly do.
And it will inspire others, T-Wob. You will inspire other people too. So keep the faith and stay strong, and know that if you believe it, you can make it happen, dude. If it's what you really want, you can make it happen. Don't let anybody tell you you can't.
I appreciate that, man. I've been inspired by you and your viewers, especially, because your viewers are what makes your show, because you have people from all across the aisle,
Yeah.
you know, the political aisle.
Yeah.
And it's really invigorating to hear that, you know, because it tells me that people are honest. People have differences of opinion, but they are honest. And when they're wrong, they're wrong. When they're right, they're right. And they're not hacks, you know. So I think that's where the future is. And it may be something low level because with what I run for, because I want to win.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Well,
I want to win. So I'm not going to run for something that's like too high up because, you know, I'm probably not going to win because I don't have that much cash.
You have a very strong voice, and it sounds like, you know, you have your heart in the right place as far as the working class people go. So, you know, don't sell yourself short. And you know, I like the idea of city council. I think you can make a lot of things happen in the city council, man.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep you guys posted.
Okay.
Viewers, they're going to know. All right, Mike.
Okay, T-Wob.
Thank you, man.
Hey, we look forward to hearing from you again soon, okay? On Monday, because we want to know what happened this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to keep you guys posted for sure. I'm going to be there raising hell.
Good job.
Tomorrow.
Good job.
All right, Mike. Be cool, man.
You too, T-Wob. T-Wob from Iowa. Oh, I'm so glad he's a Mox News Ninja. Isn't that cool? We got T-Wob on the Mox News Ninja list. What's up, caller?
How you been, bro?
I am good. Who is this?
Hey, are you gonna stick it on my ass tonight or what?
I don't think so.
Much dick and jiggle balls, bitch.
Well, you obviously like that. Isn't that what you just asked for?
Oh my god.
Right? That's what he just... Are you going to stick it in my ass tonight? Isn't that what he said? No. That's what he wants. That's what's on his mind. This is what he wants to talk about when he gets the chance to talk to people. Oh, good. An anonymous caller. Hello, caller. Hello? Oh, good. Another caller. Hello, caller. Hello?
Why the fuck did you block all the numbers, you fucking old hobo bitch?
Oh, is that a problem for you?
You fucking stupid old hobo?
Don't fuck with people. It's gonna mess up your world, moron. That person hung up before I could even answer the phone. And the other person hung up too. I didn't hang up on them, so you know. Craig has been busy blocking moronic fucking dickheads' phone numbers. Don't you know? Hello, caller.
Hey, Max, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing good, Chris. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. It's a Friday night. I hope other viewers are appreciating the Hallmark holiday, however they do it. Only for them.
Yeah, right. Well, I just thought, you know, I honestly like the idea of romance. It just doesn't work for me, but I really like the idea of it.
I don't know. I think it's for young people. I think it is. I don't know. I know older people have active, you know, romantic lives and, you know, go dancing and try to.
Oh no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Person.
I'm talking about coitus, man. That's my idea of romance.
It's fucking. Well, that's about how America sees romance these days. It's fucking. I think that's related to age too. I think people's testosterone levels and also women's hormones. I think all of that declines after menopause. Generally, people are just less sexually active after middle age, as a rule. And they all wish they were 20 years old, right? Everyone wishes they could fuck like they were 23 years old.
No, I wish I was 5 years old. No, I wish I was 5 because then I would own I'd own my kindergarten teacher. I would be so evil if I knew what I know now, man.
Oh, right. That's true. You know, there's a good movie by, the writer is Gunter Grass. The book was called The Tin Drum, and it's the story of a guy named Oscar who was a dwarf during the Third Reich, and so his punishment, kind of in God's eyes, what he fell on his head and he never grew anymore, which is a metaphor for Nazi Germany, because then throughout the entire story you see that not the Third Reich through the eyes of a boy who actually is a man that everybody treats as a boy. It's a really fascinating story. But Oscar was actually like growing up and was like a teenager and stuff, and was still being treated like he was a 3 and a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old because he was a dwarf.
Yeah,
in that story kind of reminds me of like if a child had the insight of an adult, what kind of carnal desires would they have? Like that's kind of suggesting.
I would.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I would have owned my kindergarten teacher. She would have been mine to do what I wanted. But but we're here now, so oh well.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me very much. I mean, people can call me a grumpy old man if they want to. I'm not writing it out of my life, but I'm not seeking romance, so I can live with that. I don't have any remorse. I don't. I'm sure others feel the same way.
Yeah.
There was this important article from The Onion today, and I wish Steve McClanahan would read it, but he's not going to, so I'm going to have to read it instead. And,
I will let Steve McClanahan let him know that you want him to start reading articles from The Onion.
I think that parts of the articles from The Onion would sound great in Steve McClanahan's voice.
I will let him know you said that.
This was one of there were two of them that were interesting, but this was the first one. It says, Bloomberg hires thousands of canvassers to stop black men on the street and force them to hear campaign pitch.
I love it.
This is out of New York City, Steve. Citing polling data that suggested the former mayor was tracking poorly among 18 to 25-year-old African Americans, Michael Bloomberg's presidential campaign hired thousands of canvassers Friday to stop black men on the street and force them to hear his campaign pitch. We want to make sure black voters can walk down the street without hearing Mike's message loud and clear, said campaign spokesperson Julie Wood, clarifying that canvassers have received training on proper tactics for stopping black men and throwing them onto the ground while delivering Bloomberg's talking point. We've also instructed our canvassers to confiscate any materials supporting other candidates. In some cases, we might actually take some men into custody and bring them back to campaign headquarters. This is a massive undertaking that will run well beyond Super Tuesday. We've already set up Bloomberg-branded vans in black neighborhoods across the country to spread our message. It'll all be worth it once these young black men hear what Bloomberg has to say about funding Social Security while they're pressed up against a brick wall with an elbow digging into their backs. At press time, Mike Bloomberg defended his campaign's decision to stop black high schoolers on the street, insisting that they would be of voting age soon enough.
Well, I think that's brilliant, and those guys do a really good job. Forever, they've done a really good job. So it's really good that they're still around and cranking them out.
Yeah, I don't like to overplay it, but there was one other one that I found because I haven't read from them in a while. But this one is this is about what's going down in the Nevada caucuses, and it sounds kind of troubling, but it sounds like they've got everything under control. This is the headline. It says, Nevada addresses concerns about election security by switching to electronic voters. In an effort to ensure reliable results in its February 22nd presidential caucus, the Nevada State Democratic primary announced Friday it had addressed election security concerns by upgrading to a new system of electronic voters. Quote, there's a lot of potential for human error when you have people recording their votes on paper, but we believe we can greatly reduce inaccuracies by digitalizing the entire process, including the voters themselves, said party chair William McCurdy, who explained that electronic voters select candidates faster, more precisely than their human counterparts, allowing delegates to be awarded the correct candidate immediately and eliminating the need to contest the outcome. Quote, we originally planned to use a new app to tabulate the votes, But after witnessing the difficulties experienced in Iowa's caucuses, we thought, why not use an app to cast the votes too? It's far more efficient than systems we've used in the past. And the best part is that the results will be available as soon as, well, now, if you'd like them. At press time, sources confirmed the Nevada Party had awarded Joe Biden the 1,990 delegates necessary to secure the Democratic nomination for president.
Boom. Done.
Boom.
How hard was that?
Just select the president. It saves a lot of time. And then Mike Bloomberg can use that $200 million he would have spent on television ads to make a new underground telecom cable from Hong Kong to San Francisco. Something like that. We could use the money differently.
So, do you think it's possible that that they could push the primary with people like Buttigieg and Biden so far that Bernie Sanders might not get 1,996 delegates to be able to become the nominee?
From what I understand, a couple of people have written about a contested Democratic convention. I've heard that. That's a possibility. Yeah. Do I believe it or not? I don't know. It depends on what. I think it'll depend a lot on what will happen after March 3rd, which is the California primary.
Yeah.
And 1/4 of the delegates are chosen on that day. And because Michael Bloomberg, it's kind of like he's kind of like playing craps in a way. He's kind of shooting dice because he can win, right? If he wins and his $250 or $300 million national ad campaign pays off, and he wins a shitload of delegates, well, then that'll change everything. But if he just does okay, and the other candidates that are just doing okay are doing okay, and Sanders is kind of the okay one at the top, that's probably the best that Bernie can shoot for. Then I think Bloomberg would drop after that, because it's like a one-trick pony, right? You try to win a quarter of the vote, a quarter of the delegates at one time, but if you fail, the other guy, that would be Bernie Sanders, would still have the slow momentum going through the rest of the race, and the rest, and Americans would be able to see that Michael Bloomberg's strategy failed if he doesn't win like significantly. That's what I would think. But if it goes to the convention, I don't think it's good for Bernie at all, because I think they've already passed rules, like the last round or whenever they determined what the rules were going to be for the 2020 Democrats. I believe they made it so that superdelegates can make the choice on the second round. That they might not be able to make the choice, like their votes might not be as weighted. And remember what happened in Iowa, how some rural districts were weighted more than other districts? I mean, just the whole idea that superdelegates, like super influential corporate Democrats and rich people who donate to the party across America, former politicians, have this much sway and power over like the party itself, which is composed of millions and millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
It's very undemocratic.
Well,
undemocratic.
You hear that, people? You got to get out there and vote, man. If you want, Bernie to be the nominee, because these Democrats are going to do everything they can to take that from you. But so you got to be the first choice there.
So this, there was an article I found about civil liberties and journalism, and this was from the Texas Observer, and let me see, I think the byline is like today. I think it is today, February 13th, yesterday. And this is the title. It says, "It is illegal to take drone photographs of cattle feedlots in Texas. Press groups believe that violates the First Amendment." So this magazine, the Texas Observer, and a couple of its journalists are suing for the right to use drones to look at cattle feedlots so that they can, monitor the environmental consequences of using the cattle feedlots and just determine how many cows there are, what's going on.
Right.
And but actually, and this is a quote from the article from the Texas Observer, in 2013, Texas legislators passed a bill prohibiting the use of drones to conduct surveillance of people and properties and making it a misdemeanor offense for possessing or distributing such an image. In subsequent legislative sessions, lawmakers took the prohibitions even further, making it illegal for drones to take pictures of persons, sports venues, and cattle feedlots. Now, they kind of go together, right? Prisons, sports venues, and cattle feedlots.
Yeah.
The rationale was that drones would make it easier for bad actors to keep tabs on the facilities. It's a straw man argument lawmakers have used to keep footage from Capitol's video cameras, along with other former public records, out of the public eye. Though photojournalists must abide by the ban, it does not apply to everyone. Real estate companies, engineering companies, and other firms are exempt, along with any feedlot operators allowed to take pictures. In November, when I called approximately a dozen feedlot operators in Deef County to ask permission to take drone photographs for our story, none of them acquiesced. This could change soon. The National Press Photographers Association is suing leaders of the Texas Department of Public Safety, the Texas Highway Patrol, and the District Attorney's Office in Hays County, where police warned a reporter not to continue using a drone to photograph a structure fire over the law. Plaintiffs say the prohibition singles out photojournalists, limits reporters' constitutional rights, and fly in the face of federal airspace rules. Quote, these restrictions chill and criminalize speech and news-gathering activity protected by the First and 14th Amendment, reads the lawsuit's petition, which was filed September 26th in federal court. Defendants in the case have filed a motion to dismiss. There has been no ruling on the motion. So I wanted to bring this up, Mike, because of this whole mantra that I've talked about before, the mantra of the 21st century, which is just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, they have these kind of laws. They have these kind of laws about taking video and pictures inside animal processing plants too. You know.
Yes. In places like Nebraska and Iowa.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it's kind of like there's a whole big kind of cover-up thing going on there.
Maybe like a Koch brothers kind of program, some kind of like organized resistance to people who are investigating this industry. But it is an example of our press freedoms in the United States being curtailed. And in this, you could use this, like, say, at a demonstration, for example. You were at a demonstration in a public square, and the cops were beating up somebody in the demonstration, and the demonstrators put up a drone. They could take photographs from the sky at the top, right?
Right. I see that as it's going to be limited more and more, for sure.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting, something that I was kind of unfamiliar with. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff about this Mike Bloomberg guy.
Yeah, I have a video about prosecutors I was thinking, yeah. So I wanted to show that. So I'm going to go ahead and play that, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one thing before you play, if I could, one more sentence. And this was from Counterpunch today, and it's about Mike Bloomberg. It says, Michael Bloomberg, the people's mayor, the people who own Manhattan, that is, quote, Bloomberg wanted to fingerprint more than 600,000 New York City public housing residents to make them prove that they really live there.
Yeah, it sounds like Mike. See, he's just a police state first guy. Buttigieg reminds me a lot of Bloomberg, actually.
He also wanted to fingerprint people for welfare and food stamp recipients. Fingerprint people.
Yeah.
And also, as of 2018, he continues, as of 2018, to oppose the idea of minimum wage laws.
Yeah, he's not who the Democrats act like he is. He's a Republican through and through, and it's idiotic that they are letting him run in the Democratic race. So
out of 40 million Democrats, or whatever, 37 million Democrats in this country, 2 of the 6 finalists to be president, Elizabeth Warren and Michael Bloomberg, are former Republicans.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'll listen to the clip.
Okay, yeah, I'll play that for you in just a second.
Not expect that.
Yeah.
You normally wouldn't expect that, right?
Yeah. All right, Chris. Well, thanks a lot for calling. No, that's not not to be expected about
That's not normal.
Yeah, billionaires. No.
Thank you. happy Valentine's Day to everyone, and have a good night. Thanks.
Okay, I hope we talk again soon. Have a great weekend, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so I have this big fat dab right here. Look at this beauty. Look at it. Come on. Look at it. There it is. Look at it. Oh, that is a beauty. That one's for Wilco. Dabs for Donations Friday. That one's for Wilco. I'm going to take it right after this clip about prosecutors. So let's see. The clip about prosecutors is clip number 2. And this is the one where they talk about expunging the record for cannabis and stuff like that. But this is a very interesting clip, and I wanted you guys to see it. So I'm glad you're all still here. Be right back.
After spending about 15 years in prison for murder, a California man has been exonerated thanks to a recently developed DNA analysis technique. Ricky Davis had his second-degree murder conviction tossed out Thursday by an El Dorado County judge. He was released from jail later that day. El Dorado's district attorney said during a press conference authorities used what's called genetic genealogy to exonerate Davis and identify a new suspect. Davis has always maintained his innocence in the 1985 stabbing of newspaper columnist Jane Hilton. She was found dead inside the home she shared with several people, including her daughter, another woman, Davis, and his girlfriend at the time. Davis is now the first person in California to be exonerated using genetic genealogy. Nearly 66,000 old marijuana convictions in Los Angeles, some dating back to 1961, will be dismissed. Los Angeles County District Attorney Jackie Lacey announced Thursday that she, along with Code for America, filed a motion to have cannabis-related convictions dismissed for anyone in the county who is either younger than 22 or older than 49, hasn't been convicted of any new crime in the past 10 years, or has successfully completed probation. About 4,000 of the cases involved misdemeanor possession.
The dismissal of tens of thousands of old cannabis-related convictions in Los Angeles will bring a much-needed relief to communities of color that disproportionately suffered the unjust consequences of our nation's drug laws.
The district attorney's office says the current process to clear a conviction involves petitioning the court and is a time-consuming, expensive, and confusing process. Los Angeles County Public Defender Ricardo Garcia says his office had already identified and released anyone still in custody on cannabis-related charges. He says these dismissals are meant to help people who are out of custody and have been struggling to find a job, get an apartment, or go to school.
And they are currently and actively trying to improve the status of their lives. And these convictions are coming up and impairing that. We hear that every day.
The U.S. is the incarceration capital of the world, thanks to its record for the highest incarceration rate, with more than 20% of the world's prison population. Several factors are behind America's incarceration boom over the last 40 years, including the war on drugs and lengthy mandatory minimum sentences. But one that's overlooked is the role prosecutors played, and can still play, in turning things around.
So you get arrested, what's the chance that the DA says, I'm going to charge you with a felony? It's almost doubled.
Fordham University law professor John Pfaff says overzealous prosecutors have had the biggest impact on mass incarceration so far. In the 1990s, even though the crime rate was consistently falling, two trend lines continued to increase right alongside each other: the number of people being incarcerated and the number of prosecutors being hired. Pfaff's book, Locked In, says this hiring trend explains how the United States doubled its prison population at a time when there was consistently less crime and fewer criminals.
As crime was rising sharply between 1970s and 1990s, we hired about 3,000 more prosecutors nationwide, from 17,000 to 20,000. From 1990 to 2008, as crime fell, and as serious crime fell dramatically, we hired 10,000 more prosecutors, from 20,000 to 30,000. So crime's going up, hire 3,000. Crime's going down, expand by 10,000, 3 times as many. There's no evidence that a prosecutor today is any more punitive or aggressive than a prosecutor in certainly 1990, if not in 1970. We just have more of them, and they've got to do something.
Lately, in cities and states across the country, tough-on-crime attorneys are being replaced by prosecutors campaigning on decarceration.
prosecutors control the front door of the justice system.
Miriam Krinsky worked as a prosecutor for 15 years during the incarceration boom. She now leads Fair and Just Prosecution, an organization of newly elected progressive prosecutors.
They're essentially the gatekeepers. What kind of charges get filed are in the hands of prosecutors. And because of the fact that the vast majority, 90% plus of cases, are resolved by plea bargains, they never get in the hands of a jury, of somebody's peers. When you package all of that together, what you have is a tremendous amount of discretion and authority on the part of prosecutors to drive either de-incarceration or over-incarceration.
In the same way prosecutors have driven the prison population up, Krinsky believes they can and will drive it down. But it's going to take reform-minded policies at the local level. For example, in Philadelphia, a combination of post- and pre-trial reforms like ending the bail requirement for low-level crimes have cut the jail population by more than 40%. Since 2015, the number of inmates dropped from 8,000 to 4,700. In Chicago, Kim Foxx expunged more than 1,000 marijuana convictions and diverted nearly 5,000 low-level cases away from prosecution to alternate treatment. Despite direction from Attorney General Bill Barr to double down on tough-on-crime policies, nationwide the prison population has been declining over the past 10 years, dropping to 830 inmates per 100,000 adults in 2018. That's the lowest incarceration rate the United States has had in 2 decades.
This incredible moment developed in 2016. There started to become a growing number of individuals elected around the country who ran on an agenda of wanting to blow up the boxes and bring a completely different vision to the field of prosecution. They were talking about shrinking the system. They can kill reform or they can light a fire under it.
All right. I made a devil's food cake besides making peanut butter cookies today because I ate all the dog's peanut butter cookies. And the dog needs to have his cookies. I made a devil's food cake. It's sitting downstairs waiting to be frosted. I have cream cheese frosting. Gonna be so good. Oh my god. Alright. And I have this lovely dab. Oh my gosh, look at this dab. I'm telling you, if they sold dabs like that on the street, people for $5, people would be lined up around the motherfucking corner. You know it's true. Thanks, Wilco. That one's for Wilco because Wilco donated $5 to get us towards giving away a t-shirt tonight. The object is, if we get to $40, then we'll give away a t-shirt. I don't make up the rules, okay? If we get to $40 in donations, we'll give away a t-shirt to the 14th caller. The lines are open. If anybody wants to call, it's 805-669-6397. Oh, someone wants to call here. Let's see. Hello, caller. Hello? Hello?
Did I win the fucking t-shirt?
Hello?
Did I win the fucking t-shirt, you fucking old hobo?
No, you're not going to win. You don't count.
Why not?
Because you're... No, you don't. So you can learn to act like a human being. You will never count.
I fucking can, bitch. I want my t-shirt, man.
I want my dab, so I'm going to get my dab, but you're not getting your t-shirt.
How would you have it that you're like 80 years old?
Why are you so jealous? You're always so jealous. Why are you so jealous all the time?
I lost my numbers.
Huh?
All my fucking sweat.
Why are you so jealous all the time, man? Because you don't have dabs of your own? Is that the problem?
Fuck
fucking whore. Go fuck yourself.
Wow, see, they saved the most intelligent part for last. What's your IQ, like 57? Good luck with that. Hello, caller.
Suck my dick, you fucking whore.
Oh, come back to the
You dumb bitch.
The 57 IQ motherfucker, huh? 57 IQ. Good plan. You sound so intelligent. Why did you hang up? I'm sure we could have had an amazing conversation. This one's for Woolco. Right here. This one's for you, bud. Thanks so much for all your help. Woolco donates every month. He has a monthly subscription donor. And then he donates on Dabs for donations also. So thanks, Woolco. This one's for you, bud. All right. Woo! Okay, so Woolco, get this. Oh, my new dab rig is supposed to be here tomorrow night by 8 p.m. I'm like, what? I ordered it Thursday morning. Like, we did the show Wednesday night, and then there was like 8 hours left on the sale or something after the show. And I was like, fuck it, man, just buy it. Like, you know, because I know it's the one that will get me through, and you know, for like, you know, however long I need it to get me through, right? And so I'm looking at it, and you know, it's Thursday morning, like 2 a.m., and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get it. And I go, wait, where's a fucking discount code? I know there's a fucking discount code, right? Like it's like $65 or something, right? Where's the motherfucking discount code? I know there's a motherfucking discount code. I'm looking, I'm searching on the Google, and I find this. It says enter your email for so a discount off your next purchase. So I did that, and I got 5% off. So instead of $65, it was $61 and change, and no tax, free delivery. I was like, I gotta get it. So I did it. I pulled the plug, and it's going to be here tomorrow. I figured if I bought it on, you know, they said that they'll get it out on. It said on the website, it said buy it in the next 12 hours or something, and get it by next Wednesday, right? So I was like, okay, that works. You know, I mean, hopefully we'll get it by Monday, and then we'll be able to take it on the show all week. But I was like, all right, well, let's get it by next Wednesday. And I went ahead and I bought, you know, I bit the bullet, and I bought it. And I went to check the tracking today, and they're like, it'll be there tomorrow. And I was like, fuck yeah. So I will make an unboxing video. I'm not going to wait till Monday to use it. I want to use it tomorrow. But I'll make an unboxing video, and I'll decide if I want to put it on the show or if I want to put it on just the YouTube page. No copyrighted music. I've said this before. And I don't understand you people's obsession with those words. You know? I mean, it's really strange.
Megan?
It's really strange. Okay, back to Do Not Disturb. Oh, wait, let's try this. Hello?
Michael, this is Steve McClanahan.
Steve, how are you tonight?
I'm doing really good.
Right on. Did you hear that Chris from Olympia mentioned you earlier in the show?
Unfortunately, no, because I have been doing some serious journalist research, and I have actually been out here on the front lines in Las Vegas. Me and Roger Stone, we parted ways. And so I decided to go out here and really get in touch with the people and hear their vocabulary. So I, in fact, tried to do live interviews, and I've been trying to do them for like the last, I don't know how long it's been. I don't know how many of these calls have gotten through to you, but the amount of intelligence that we are currently witnessing, I think that the people's IQ levels here in Las Vegas, the people that have been currently calling in, are probably some of the smartest, intelligent people I have ever met, Michael. I am just breathtaking with the amount of creativity that they have to offer into society with their artistic skills, Michael.
Yeah, I agree.
It's shocking.
It definitely leaves an impression.
I mean, it's going to leave an impact on the world like Jesus, Jesus. I think that they, you know, they only speak a few words. It mainly starts with the letter N. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they're brilliant. They are utterly amazing.
Gee.
I'm out here. And I've been with them. I've been experiencing it with them, all of them.
Oh, okay. You sound like you need are you doing okay, Steve? You sound like you need a nap. Have you slept lately?
No, I have. No, I haven't slept at all.
Well, you should probably go take a nap, Steve. It's hard to do. It's hard to do good
but
work
I
when
can't
it's exhausting.
because I'm out here in the goddamn fucking middle of the fucking shit here in Las Vegas, trying not to talk about all the defecation that I've had to witness. Because nobody wants to hear about that, and that's disgusting. Obviously, yes, but it's real. It's out here. It's everywhere.
Well,
you want to tell me to take a nap?
Just stay out.
Did you just hear all these people that I tried to fucking get an interview with and they called in?
Just stay out
of. It's wearing me out.
Just stay out of the. Just stay out of the sewers, Steve. The sewers there can be tricky.
Yeah, I know. I'm definitely going to do an interview not in the sewers. Okay. But,
good.
It's wearing me out, and I'm definitely wore out.
Okay, well, you go get a nap, Steve, and you have a nice weekend, and you relax.
Get a fucking nap, Michael.
Oh, you trust me, I'm going to.
Journalist. I'm a real grown-ass journalist, okay? You hear me? I gotta go.
Okay, Steve. Get a nap, buddy.
What?
Get a nap. You get a nap.
Oh my fucking God, a nap? I don't need a fucking nap. I'm a grown-ass. All right.
Hey, Chris from Olympia wanted you to read some articles from the what was it from? The Onion. Yeah, the Onion. That was it.
The Onion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go to the grocery store immediately tomorrow. I'm gonna get a fucking onion. I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna read it.
Okay,
for him.
you do that. But we won't be here until Monday. So you.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. So
breaking news.
We'll talk to you then, I guess.
Well, I'm cutting out here. I have to go. I have to get off the fuck phone. I'm getting ready to go buy an onion. This is going to be tragic. I'm probably going to cry myself.
Well, take a nap first. Go ahead and take a nap first.
After cutting through the onion and reading the onion.
Well, sleep first, and then cry. Okay.
I'm going to cry.
Okay, Steve. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for calling.
Hey, Michael, do you have a Valentine?
Not this year.
I think it's fucking J-Lo. I'm just saying. Hey, I gotta go.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
Lulu Dallas. Lulu Dallas. Those are trigger words for Steve, so I wanted to make sure he heard me. Lulu Dallas. That's my Valentine, baby. Man, I could listen to her say Lulu Dallas like a million times if she was up on top of me. Just like, Lulu Dallas, multi-pass. You gotta pass, baby, anywhere you want to go. Lulu Dallas, multi-pass. You know it's true. Alright, so let's do some clips here. Let's see. CBD, Reefer Madness clip. Taliban peace deal. Let's do this is the most important clip you're going to see. The Taliban peace deal. Clip number 10.
Now to what could be a new deal in Afghanistan tonight. The U.S. and the Taliban announcing they have reached a tentative agreement for a 7-day reduction in violence, is what they're calling it. A very preliminary step, but one that could eventually affect U.S. troop levels in Afghanistan, America's longest war. So let's get right to ABC's chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz. And Martha, you and I have both been to the region. Military leaders have told us a deal with the Taliban was a crucial first step. So how will they measure this so-called reduction in violence?
Well, David, here's how it's supposed to work. There will be this 7-day reduction in violence. Don't know how it's measured, but it's a sort of modified truce. If that is successful, the U.S. and Taliban could sign a peace deal that would lead to troop withdrawal. We have more than 12,000 troops there now, but already this year, 7 Americans have died, more than 2,300 since the war began. But there is hope tonight, David, that a significant number of American troops could eventually be returning home. David.
All right, Martha Raddatz with us. We will stay on this, of course. Thank you, Martha.
So isn't it convenient? Isn't it convenient that we're going to have peace talks right before the election? And Trump's going to be able to say, oh, we're going to bring the troops home. Like 4 years later, when he could have done it like he said he was going to 4 years ago. Now listen, oh, no, we're going to get a peace deal because, the Taliban wants peace. Yeah, last week they killed multiple U.S. soldiers killed in action. Taliban claims responsibility, and many others wounded, okay, from a blue on green incident. Taliban claims responsibility. Yeah, they want peace. You know what the Taliban wants? Taliban doesn't want peace. Taliban wants us to get the fuck out of their country. They don't want peace. They spit on your peace. And they're not interested in making peace. Fuck you and fuck your peace. Get the fuck out of our country. That's who they are, and that's what they want. And they're not making no peace deal all of a sudden with Donald Trump. What is that on your neck? What is that on your neck? Hey, you come over here. No one can see. Now, what is that? Oh, you trying to look like Pikachu? Is that what you're trying to do? You're such a silly Boo Bear. He went and put a towel around his neck. Because you're the Taliban? You're the Taliban dog? Tally dog? You're a towel. You're a towel. That's my beautiful baby Boo Bear. Yeah, so what's going to happen is Trump's going to go, oh, look, no, we're getting ready to pull the troops out. We made a peace deal with the Taliban. We're getting ready to pull the troops out. And then, you know what's going to happen? All of a sudden, oh, boom, the Taliban doesn't want peace, and we're not going to be able to bring the troops home. But it's a good thing that you reelected me, so now we can go make a war with Iran, since we have Iran surrounded, because we're in Iraq and we're in Afghanistan, and that's basically both sides of Iran, you know, in Syria. We can make happen what we need to make happen now. Yeah. Now that I've shipped enough, yeah, he's going to bring the troops home. There's more troops in the Middle East now than there was before Donald Trump took office. I will end these endless wars. There's more troops there now. He's not bringing the troops home. This is some bullshit game playing. And, you know, it's going to happen. Like I said, there's going to be a big old attack, and, oh, we can't leave now, and the Taliban just attacked a bunch of our people that apparently they don't want peace. And like I said, no, the Taliban do not want peace. The Taliban do not want peace. They fuck your peace, fuck you, fuck your peace, fuck everything about your country. Get the fuck out of our country. That's what the Taliban want. Fuck your president, fuck your Pentagon, fuck your soldiers, fuck your civilians. Get the fuck out of our country. That's what the Taliban wants, and that's what they say at every single negotiation. It's not, oh yeah, we'll do whatever you want to get peace. They're not doing that. And fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you very much. Did I mention fuck you? That's the Taliban negotiating peace. Where are you going, Bubba? Go back up on the couch. Hey, oh, you are so bad. Why are you such a bad boy? Let's see. Oh, right. The telephone numbers are open. This is a call-in show, so if you'd like to call, the telephone number is 805-669-6397. It's Friday night. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a lovely weekend ahead of you. I know Craig is taking me and Sam, our buddy Sam, to casino for dinner tomorrow night. Again. Wow, what a great roommate. Right? I have such a good life. You have no idea. I have such a good life. And a big part of that is because of great people like Wilco, the only person to donate this evening so that we can do a dabs for donation. Thanks so much, Wilco, for making that happen. And I'll get a video made for you of that piece with the water flowing through it so you can see what it's like. And I'll make sure and have that for you Monday, if not before then, okay? Okay, Wilco? Because I know he's debating. He wants to see how that piece works. They shipped it out fucking fast. They didn't charge me tax. I hope it's just, it doesn't have to be great. I hope it's just, pretty good. And I'll be happy. Because it's the right price. It's what I need. So, and it's the right price. So I'm feeling pretty good about that purchase. But we will inspect it a little closer when it gets here. Oh, you did? Oh, he already got one. It's cool. Chiro. I like that name. Chiro. I like that. That's a cool name, man. Chiro. Does your mom call you that? Chiro! Let's see. And thanks to everybody for tuning in, because it's ridiculous for me to come out here and do this live show without you guys. I just basically be talking to myself, and it's because you guys come out here and we get to have these awesome discussions, and I get to share little important bits of knowledge with you and because of good people like Wilco who kicks down, that's why I keep coming out here so that we can make something fun and interesting, and I'm hoping that this can build into something bigger, We heard T-Wob talking earlier about how he wants to run for office. Hey, come over here by Pikachu. T-Wob wants to run for office, and he says that, that we kind of inspired him to do that. He specifically talked about the people in the chat room. So I love that we do this. I know that I've inspired people so many ways. I mean, I love artists, and one of the things that I get on a regular basis is I get little pieces of art from people, and I said, I saw this and I wanted you to have it, or I made this for you, and I inspire people that way. But I'm telling you, I've inspired so many people in so many different ways. So it's really fulfilling to be able to do that. So I thank you for helping me be able to do that, and helping me do it, because it's not just me. Like T-Wog said, he's very impressed by the people in the chat room. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it a lot. And you're all my Valentines. Okay? Let's see. So you want to see another video? I want to play the Dukes of Hazzard one again. You guys like the Dukes of Hazzard video, right? Let's see. Fucking Tiger. We have a fucking Tiger video. And the reason we have the fucking Tiger video is because this is what life used to be like. Is that a tiger? I don't see a fucking tiger. You're talking about a fucking tiger. Like, fucking tiger! What do you mean, tiger? I'm not falling for that fucking tiger thing again. Fucking tiger! Let's see, what was the other one that I had here that I wanted to play? Weed store robbery. Oh, the Bentley Valet. That's a good one too.
A Bentley blunder nearly cost one man his car. He dropped it off at a hotel valet just as another driver pulled up. And then there was a mix-up with the keys. KIRO 7's Allison Grandy explains the rest from Bellevue.
I don't know.
Just hearing about the valet mishap made Joshua Crandall laugh. Police say a man valet parked his Bentley at the Hyatt in Bellevue on Saturday night. Then a man and woman dropped off their rental Mitsubishi Outlander.
The folks from the Mitsubishi come back out and they are accidentally given the keys to the Bentley. And apparently they show up, they look at the car, they look at each other, they get in and accidentally drive away, they say.
We found these pictures of those cars for sale online. Here's a 2005 Bentley, and here's a Mitsubishi Outlander. It's an SUV.
Besides it being a completely different size vehicle, different amounts of doors on the car, you'd probably notice that you've got suddenly quilted, heated, and cooled seats, a giant Bentley logo on your steering wheel.
Leo Lazzarini knows luxury cars.
This one right here, this is a 2013 Lamborghini Gallardo LP 550-2.
He works at Zadart Exotic Car Club in Bellevue.
This is a Mercedes G63.
He's not buying the mistake.
I think they pretty well knew what kind of car they were getting into.
Other people we met were more forgiving.
I think that maybe he had a few too many drinks at 13 Coins. Maybe he honestly didn't know.
Just over 24 hours later, police say the driver called the Hyatt valet back and returned the car.
Oh, that's cool. He did?
Yeah, he brought it back.
Okay.
Wasn't hurt or anything.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I want to believe mistakes happen, and long as one is sincere about the mistake, we can all learn from it.
Allison Grandy, KIRO 7 News.
Police are not pursuing a case against that driver because the owner of the Bentley hadn't properly registered the car when he bought it a couple years ago, so he couldn't report it stolen. He didn't want charges filed. They say he was just glad to get his car back.
They're right there. All right. So I think the really interesting part of that story is that the guy who owned the Bentley didn't have it registered correctly. They said correctly, which means that he couldn't file it. They said he couldn't claim that it was stolen because it wasn't registered, and then he didn't want to press charges, which I don't think I'd want to press charges either. But clearly, those people drove away with that car on purpose. At the same time, you could go, well, we just thought it was some kind of like a candid camera thing where you get in the car and you're like, oh, and there's secret hidden cameras and they're filming us, But then we thought we better take it back. I don't know. It's a silly story, right? And have weed store robbery, CBD reefer madness, coronavirus update, and school shooting drills, PTSD. And we were talking about that the other day. But let's see. Yeah. So that's what we have going on there. So if you guys want to see another video, I'll be happy to play another video. Boo Bear, Boo Bear, Boo Bear, Boo Bear, Boo Bear. Hey, look up here. Look up here. There's my Boo Bear. There's my Boo Bear. You're my beautiful baby. You are. I love my Boo Bear. I do. You know I do. You know I do. You know it's true. I love my Boo. He's such a smart boy. He's stoned as fuck right now. When we make cookies, he always licks the bowl, and he licks the butter. I melt the butter in a Pyrex cup, measuring cup. He always licks that. He licks the bowl, and I'm like holding the cup, and he's like, "What are you gonna do with that? Huh? What are you gonna do with that?" So. He's like stoned as fuck. And then I get the cookies out of the oven, right? And I say, and one of Craig's assistants was over here, right? And I give him a couple cookies, and they're peanut butter cookies, right? And I get the cookies out of the oven, and his sister's in the kitchen, she's watching him lick the bowl and lick the measuring cup. And I go, watch this. And I go, girl, you want a cookie? You want a cookie? And I hold it down to her like a whole big peanut butter cookie. You want a cookie? And she goes, I don't know, do I? And she looks at it, and she goes, and she goes, nope, I don't want that cookie. And she walks the other way because she don't like getting high. So I'm going to have to grow some CBD plants for her because she's drug dogs like getting high. But because I don't know if she'll eat it, the CBD either, because she'll sniff it and it'll be the same green smell. It won't be like, oh, it won't be like she'll be able to tell there's no THC in this one, So I might not, but I can. If she doesn't like getting high, I can get her to eat it. I can stick it inside a cheesy quesadilla, or a waffle, or almost anything. I can stick butter inside almost anything. It's just a matter of, if I do it if I put it like in ice cream, she'll gobble it up. I have seen her lick all around though, when I put it inside of stuff, that she's licked all around everything except for where this little gob of butter was. So I still want to give her cannabis, but if she doesn't want to get high, we'll get some CBD for. Craig keeps saying, "Oh, we can. I'll order some CBD for them," and I'm like, no, because if you want them, if she needs cannabis right now, I'll give her the stuff I eat, and she'll fucking eat it because she needs it, and I told her to eat it, but I'll grow some CBD because I don't trust these people. I have a video about this, about CBD and how there's conflicting information in the video, but they say that the CBD, whatever it says on the label, isn't to be trusted, generally speaking. So, and a lot of it is coming from China, right? So number one, I don't want, my dogs don't eat Chinese dog treats, and I sure the hell don't want them eating Chinese CBD. So, and they never have, and they never will. So I'll make something for them. But I'll play that Reefer Madness CBD story for you right now, because that is what I do.
CBD, it is all the rage right now, marketed to relieve a lot of common health issues. But it is not regulated, and that is why King 5's Jake Wittenberg put several products to the test to see if you are actually getting what you're paying for.
But can we talk about CBD? CBD is all the rage right now.
Of CBD products.
CBD
products.
CBD.
And talking about CBD, it's kind of like the topic du jour.
Yep.
Without a doubt, you've heard the letters before. Those 3 letters, CBD, they stand for cannabidiol. It's the stuff extracted from hemp plants, but not designed to get you high. It's a new industry, but there are now thousands of different products out there with the main ingredient, CBD. Many believe it's good for calming things like anxiety or inflammation. But do these actually contain the CBD on the label? We stopped by multiple shops in Western Washington that sell it.
Do you have any CBD products?
Smoke shops, pot shops, stores that only sell CBD products.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Even your everyday Walgreens store keeps CBD on the shelves now, including these transdermal patches.
All right, here's what we got.
And a lot of this stuff isn't cheap. We picked up 12 unique products, capsules, seltzer water, chocolates, even dog food.
Promises to make your pet feel better, I guess.
They even sell a flavored drink mix now and bath salts.
Hi there, how are ya?
And we took it all to Confidence Analytics in Redmond.
What do we have here?
It's a state-certified testing lab.
Edibites.
It's one of many labs that test these products. Scientists tested the products to see if the amount of CBD on the label was accurate, and in less than 24 hours, the surprising results were in.
And about half the time, we find that the products, they don't contain the amount of CBD that the label claims.
7 products tested okay, but the remaining 5 had CBD levels substantially off from the claim on the packaging, according to this lab. In fact, half of the products are off by 30%. That package of bath salt, promising deep healing with 15 milligrams of CBD, actually contains 11. This coconut water mix, 25 milligrams on the package, but it contained only 15 milligrams of CBD. And there's this bottle of CBD capsules. Not only was the label way off, but get this.
It didn't contain capsules, it contained candy gummies.
And this bottle of tincture advertised 15 milligrams of CBD, but the lab only found 5.
You could say that there's almost no CBD in this.
Yeah, there's very little.
And then there's those CBD patches. Walgreens keeps them under lock and key at $40 a pack. It claims 20 milligrams per patch, but
we found one patch that had 8 milligrams and then other patches that had less than that.
Wow. So this is way mislabeled.
Yes.
Wow. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells me that the CBD market is very unregulated right now.
Nick Mosley with Confidence Analytics says it's like the Wild West in the CBD market right now. The FDA doesn't regulate any of this stuff. In fact, there's only one FDA-approved CBD product. While Mosley believes most companies are trying to get it right, CBD levels, he says, are all over the place.
The good news is that there's not a lot of real danger for physical harm. But there's a real consumer protection issue.
I use CBD products on my knees because they've been giving me issues lately.
And you trust those products?
And I do trust those products.
Jim Mullen is president of the Washington Cannabis Business Association. He's in Olympia lobbying for 2 CBD-related bills that would tighten regulations. Because remember, Walgreens sells CBD in 1,700 stores, and the CBD levels in these patches were way off.
Does that worry you?
Yeah, very much so. And that's why we want this to be regulated. I absolutely am a believer. I know that further research is going to prove the benefits of CBDs in a lot of different areas, probably areas we haven't even thought of yet.
I mean, the lab results we got of your product show that this is just way off.
Yeah, that's
to some degree to be expected.
Skylar Bissell is co-founder of Oleo, the company that makes the CBD drink mix we found off by 40%. Bissell requested an interview with us after we told him our results, and he provided results of his own from another lab that disputes the findings at Confidence Analytics.
You need to be using a test method that's appropriately tuned to the product you're testing. And when we did look into this, it turns out that the test method used doesn't match what we know to be the way to capture the cannabinoid concentration in a product like Oleo.
Confidence Analytics says it's tested many products like Oleo's and it stands by the results. So Bissell is now working with Confidence Analytics to retest multiple packages of the drink mix in response to our findings and suggesting what Oleo considers to be more accurate lab methods to prove the product has the full 25 milligrams of CBD.
I think I stand by them as qualified scientists, and they've agreed to work with us to retest and explore these results.
It seems like the testing is still sort of an imperfect science for this kind of a thing.
I care just as much as you do, and just as much as the consumer does, about making sure we can believe the tests that companies provide.
Another reason standardization and regulation of this industry is needed, so consumers can feel good knowing they get what they paid for.
Before you go out and make a purchase, to do just a little bit of homework. And it doesn't take much. A couple Google searches can actually tell you a lot.
Now, often test results are online for everybody to see. So if you buy some CBD, check the back of a package like Oleo to find the company website and what's called the Certificate of Analysis. We reached out to all of the manufacturers that had results off the mark in our tests. The maker of the bath salts and the patches dispute our findings and stand by their products, and also point to special lab methods needed to test these kinds of things. Jake Wittenberg, King 5 News.
Man, I cannot imagine paying $40 for a CBD patch, you know, a topical patch. I mean, I can't, seriously. And then knowing that it has like 30% of what they said it has in it, and, you know, oh man. Oh man. I wonder who the hell is paying $40 for a CBD patch, man. I mean, come on, you don't even feel anything off of it, right? What the hell is going on here? These people are being taken advantage of. I feel really bad. I just want you to grow the weed in your backyard and make cookies out of it, okay? You'll be happy. And I really think that you want there to be a little bit of THC in there and some other cannabinoids to really get the full effect of the whole cannabinoid, you know, system, because you want to light up your whole cannabinoid system, and this stuff right here does a good job of that. I'll tell you what. This is, that is, what is that? Oh, that's the Gorilla Glue. Oh, that's the Gorilla Glue mixed with the Nomo. So it's the juicy fruit kind of smelling weed mixed with the apricot smelling weed. And it's making my mouth water just talking about it. It's delicious. Well, the background, next week I'm going to add a new one. I'm going to go make one. I'm going to go make a loop that's made out of girls pole vaulting. I was saying, Craig's taking me and my friend Sam. He just got back to the casino tomorrow night for dinner. He just got back from California. He's visiting his mom, and she's doing good. And he's my age, and Craig's age, and actually Craig's a little younger than us. I was talking to him on the phone. What was I saying? I was talking to him on the phone, and he's going to come over and he's going to help us set up a store so we have other merch. So instead of hopefully on Monday, not only will we have a new dab rig, but we'll have Mox News coffee cups and new T-shirts where you can order whatever color you want. And but there's 3 of these left. So if anybody wants a long sleeve, heavyweight Mox News T-shirt, be sure and let Craig know. Video clip? You want another video clip? I can do another video clip. I can. I've done it before. I can do it again. I can do it all night long if I want to. Generally, 3 hours is about enough. But we're only at the 2-hour mark, so let's play another video clip. I want to play the school shooting drills because I want to talk about that for a minute. So we will play the school shooting drills. And what I want to talk about is that I talked about this the other day, how the school, in the news clip, I played a news clip for you a couple days ago where saying that that these school shooting drills are causing children trauma. Right? And they don't say post-traumatic stress, but what I'm telling you is they're giving children post-traumatic stress. They're saying trauma, I'm saying post-traumatic stress, right? And they're doing that. Why I'm saying that is because giving someone trauma is okay. You experience trauma. Okay, I experienced trauma. That's different from giving them trauma and then them carrying it with them forward for the rest of their life, or for months, or for years. This is what our government's doing to the children right now. Is they're causing the children post-traumatic stress. They're calling it trauma, but it's post-traumatic stress. And I'm telling you that not only is the government doing this to our children, but the media is doing it to you. And I said this the other day, to all of us, by bringing these people who are suffering from post-traumatic stress, these school shooting survivors and family of school shooting survivors and stuff like that. And these people are clearly suffering enormous duress. And have suffered gigantic trauma, and they want to come out here and they want to describe the trauma to you in great detail, so much great detail that you actually begin to experience it from them a little bit too, and then you carry the trauma forward in your life. So not only is the government doing this to your children in the form of school shooting drills, but the media, which is also government controlled, is doing this to everyone in the form of bringing these traumatized people onto TV, and then heartfelt people all over the world are going, oh man, my heart bleeds for this person. I hurt so bad. It's like I keep talking about the people on the cruise ships with the coronavirus, where they're quarantined on the cruise ships. I feel so bad for these people. That's who we are. We're empathetic beings. So when they bring on this person who says, oh, I suffered this traumatic, horrible event, it's like a little piece of you suffers it too, and that's what the media is doing. The schools are doing it to the children, and the media is doing it to all of us. And I will show you that clearly here and now.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too. These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver. I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
That is a jarring PSA. It's entitled Back to School Essentials. It was put out by Sandy Hook Promise. Today marks 2 years to the date that another school shooting tragedy took place in Parkland, Florida. 17 murdered inside that school. Sadly, now this is a common theme that children deal with on a daily basis. Schools have these active shooter drills now all the time. And it's had some people say, has it gotten to a point where the drills are causing more trauma than comfort or safety? So joining me now from Los Angeles, 17-year-old high school student Ryan Pascal. She's one of the leaders of Students Demand Action and Advocacy branch of Every Town for Gun Safety. Ryan, thanks for being here. This has become a passion project, which we never would have imagined would become that for a 17-year-old. What's today like for you? Oh, there was one father in Parkland that actually said today's not an anniversary. Anniversaries are supposed to be happy. What's it like for you?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that statement. Today is a tragic day where we look back and we think about what could have been done and all of the lives that were lost, and we just remember all of them, and we're so grateful for the initiative that the students who survived took in memorializing the students who were lost. So we're so grateful for their activism.
Yeah, and for yours as well. You talk a lot about some of the trauma that you and others experience because of these drills. Tell me just a little bit about what those are and when you try and figure out what needs to change about them.
Yeah, so we're seeing in many schools across America, schools are adopting these hyper-realistic active shooter drills where we'll see faculty members dress up as attackers and they'll shoot each other with airsoft guns and they'll jiggle and like shake on the doors as if someone is trying to enter. And these drills are traumatizing our students. They are creating this imagery that, while not real, obviously, this is just a drill, students now have to go to school thinking that this is something that could potentially happen. And we build schools up to be this safe space and a place where students can, just be themselves and have fun. But when we have these extreme drills, we are really putting that narrative on its head. And we're teaching students that they should be fearful when they come to school, and I just think that that's so wrong. And we're also seeing in a lot of places where drills are unannounced. They'll happen kind of spontaneously, really only maybe teachers or administration will know about these drills, but it's important that we inform parents and families and students, most importantly, when these drills will happen so that there's no confusion and so that kids aren't genuinely fearing for their lives. They understand this is not real.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. 4 million children experiencing lockdowns every single year. And just to put into perspective for people who may not have young children in schools, like, look at this song. They actually put it to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. If you put up the lyrics on the screen to show people that these are the things that they are having: lockdown, lockdown, lock the doors, shut the lights off, say no more. I mean, when Ryan, you talk about how traumatizing that can be for someone who's 6, 7, 8 years old, I think that really puts it into perspective. Ryan Pascal, thanks for the great work that you're doing and trying to get some change there. I think you give us all hope that the younger generation is going to get this figured out. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, coming up in my next hour, I'm going to speak with a mother of a Parkland shooting victim. Today, obviously, one of the most painful days for her, but she is turning this grief into significant action. She's going to talk to me about that.
See, and I wanted to show you the end of that right there. Normally I cut it off before they go, and coming up, but I wanted to show you, right? And they go, oh, your children are being traumatized by these drills, by these horrible events that are going on, and then we're going to traumatize you next, coming up. Stick around, because you'll want to be traumatized by this woman the way that she was traumatized. You'll want to know exactly how much it hurt so that you can hurt too. You don't bring crazy people. I'm sorry. These people are suffering from a mental disorder. Okay? Post-traumatic stress is a mental disorder. It fucks with your mind. It makes you make bad decisions. And these people want us to be making our decisions based on these people that are suffering from a mental disorder. Okay, like to give away our guns. Now we have to give away our guns because The terrorists are everywhere. And you'll be much safer without the ability to protect yourself. Criminals are everywhere with guns, and you'll be much better without the ability to protect yourself. We have to take your guns for your own safety, right? War is peace. Peace is war. War is peace, right? This government's got to go. Okay, and we have to be stronger than their bullshit programming and their weaponized media. All right, so don't forget it. We have to be stronger than it. Let's see. So we are at the 3-hour mark. Boom. And thanks so much to everybody for tuning in. It's so much nicer when you're here. In fact, it would be completely meaningless without you, so much so that I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you tuning in. So please be sure and tune in each and every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, at same Mox channel, same Mox time, same Mox channel. I will be here on Monday with a brand new dab rig. So we will have a little unboxing video of that. I don't know if I'll post the video separately, but I'll play it here for you so you can see what we got, and we'll do a nice clean rip, with just water, so you can see what it looks like as it recycles through the thing, and then we'll do a big fatty dab. Won't that be fun? And I have one more video for you.
A group of armed robbers busting into a marijuana dispensary, guns blazing, employees scattered, really laying on the ground in fear, and the entire ordeal caught on camera. Victor Park from our affiliate KIMA has the story.
It feels like a takedown.
Scene out of a movie.
You watch a lot of TV and you see how SWAT comes busting through the door.
Except this is real life, showing the moment 5 armed robbers stormed the slow burn marijuana shop. This Sunday evening's violent robbery along North 40th Avenue shows the men forcing employees onto the ground. Another employee in fear as a robber grabs him, and another puts a gun in his face. The men wearing distinctive clothing, one with a 49er sweater, and out of nowhere, they begin shooting, striking this ATM. The shooting continues outside the store, shattering windows at a nearby Subway restaurant. Bullet holes through windows next to tables and chairs. Authorities say it's a miracle all this happened when the restaurant was closed.
The brashness of this particular incident, it is concerning.
This robbery is the second one targeting a marijuana shop in less than a week. Surveillance video showing also a group of men robbing this dispensary in Union Gap.
They were in and out of here in 45 seconds.
By Monday morning, the Subway and the Slow Burn back open. The brazen robberies now leaving some on edge.
This was a wake-up call to make sure that all of our security is in place and working properly.
And fortunately, nobody was injured. However, police are still uncertain if the two robberies are connected.
All right, so it's Dabs for Donation Friday, and so far only Wilco donated, but I want a dab. And this is probably going to be the last dab that we take from this bong, because I can't stand smoking out of this dirty fucking pipe any longer. Hello, caller.
Hey, am I gonna get the t-shirt today, you fucking bitch?
It doesn't look like it. So follow me and do exactly as you see. We'll have a nice little last puff out of this piece of glass. This one's for Wilco again, but I'm sharing it with all you. I feel much better now. I could go for another 2 hours. But it's Friday, and I know you guys want to start your weekend. So if anybody wants to call, I'll give you a sec here. It's 805-669-6397. If you want to call, I will take another phone caller. Let's see what we get. Hello.
I want to call you fucking bitch.
Okay, well, good. I mean, it's good to want. Makes you leave the
Hey,
house.
give me a free fucking t-shirt, you fucking bitch.
All right, here, hold on. I'll get Craig to take your address. Okay.
I want a free t-shirt.
Hold on, I'll get Craig to take your address. So, hello, caller. What kind of life is that, right? This is, please get a life.
Hey.
Uh-huh. I mean, seriously, how can that be like something that you want to do? This isn't just today, right? They've been doing this for days. Like, this is what their life is now. What? I mean, it's like, I don't even want to play video games, right? I just want to call this guy over and over again, because obviously I'm just pissing him off to no end. He doesn't know what to do about it. Really? Seriously? All right, guys. Yeah, I know it's just kids. I get that. I just think that you would think they'd want to play the latest video game, or, you know, do the chat roulette or whatever it is that they do. Not make a phone call and get hung up on over and over again, right? Because that seems like not much of a life to be that that's your that's your thing is just sad, isn't it? See? It's just sad. That's what their life is. This is your life now. Right? So, I'm done, I guess. Right? I'm done. But we got I didn't give you a coronavirus update today, but I'm sure that you probably had 10 of them already. You know, like I said, the coronavirus update is, if you don't see people being sick in your neighborhood, you know, because the flu makes people sick. You see people with the flu sick in your neighborhood. Okay? So, you know, don't worry about this thing that's you know, that's not affecting us at the moment. Okay? Because regardless of what the CDC says, I don't see anything happening. And you have to believe what you see with your eyes, not some asshole telling you, you know, we're all going to die. What do you believe, your lying eyes, or you believe me? Well, I don't believe anything the government says, right? So that's all I'm saying. Go with that. I'd go with that. All right, so let's see. I guess we'll be here on Monday with a brand new dab rig, if I don't break it before then, hopefully. And I'm going to go to casino and get a pizza. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Woolco. And we'll see you here on Monday, and each and every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Same Mox time, same Mox channel. And be sure and know, one of these days this war is going to end. Stay cool till then.
No matter which mouth you feed on a two-headed snake, it still shits the same turd. But lucky for you, you have Mox News. More than 10 years. More than 60,000 videos. Mox News has been filtering the nonsense and illuminating the bullshit from your mainstream media. Turn off your TV and turn on to Mox News. For over a decade, documenting the socio-political events that have etched and carved the pathways that define today's modern mess, Mox News has been providing clarity while faithfully bringing you today's relevant stories 100% commercial-free and subscription-free. And just like Lady Liberty vows to remain free. But at this time, we're asking you for your help, your patronage, and your support to keep the lights on and the videos rolling. For less than 17 cents per day, you can become a basic subscriber, knowing that your donation is truly making a difference that will help continue bringing the news stories that make a difference in your life. Turn on, tune in, and drop a couple dimes today by clicking the link below or visiting moxnews.com and show your support at any level. From a single one-time donation or dedicated monthly subscriber, do it now in less than 2 minutes. All donations are safe, securely processed, and verified using PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover Card. As always, we're sure you'll find something of interest each and every day. This holiday season, give the gift of Mox. moxnews.com.